Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Pittsfield Suns pregame show on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Here's the first pitch. Hot shot. High fly ball. Deep right field, and this one is gone. A moonshot by Patrick Sullivan, and a hanging ball over the plate skies this one deep to right field. A 3-run homer in his debut, Patrick Sullivan.
And now we'll take you to the birthplace of baseball, Pittsfield, Massachusetts, and Paul Downfield at historic Wacona Park.
Long hold, exhales, the 0-2. Hot shot past the diving second baseman Ricciardi. Another RBI single. They're going to round the next runner, and there will be no throw. A 2 RBI single by Brian McHale, and the game has been flipped for the momentum, and now the Suns lead it by a score of 5-2.
And now, here are your hosts for Pittsfield Suns baseball: Billy Madewell, Steve O'Brien, and Colin Quinn.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to beautiful Paul Downfield at historic Wacona Park in Pittsfield, Massachusetts, as the Pittsfield Suns get ready to take FCBL action against the visiting Brockton Rocks. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Billy Madewell. Thank you so much for listening in and welcoming me back to the broadcast booth in my first ever game missed from Saturday in a game against Nashua. But now the Pittsfield Suns are on task to face the Brockton Rocks on a winning streak of 1 game.
Well, this is a team that they haven't seen in a while, but I'd like to see how this is going to go. I mean, they managed to pull out a win last night against Nashua, a team that was very, very hot, especially taking Pittsfield down on that Saturday game. They managed to get the win against Nashua, and they're on top of the league right now. They're 12-7. That's the best record in the FCBL. So they keep getting contributions from guys up and down the lineup. It was Mark Coley last night. It was Dan Baruch. It's been a really impressive team. I'm anxious to see how they're going to perform against Brockton tonight, a team that has had a very good start to the year.
Yeah, Steve, you really said it. They haven't seen Brockton in quite some time, and this is only the second time that we've seen the Rocks here at Wacona Park. But the Suns finally able to beat the Nashua Silver Knights, and those Silver Knights go down in their win streak, which was, I think, 7 games almost at this point. But they finally got the win last night and some clutch hitting in the 8th and 9th inning. And they come in today. I'm looking to see what they can bring against this Brockton Rocks team, which is, in my opinion, one of the most streaky teams in the FCBL this season.
Now, while we have a quick chance to do so here on the Pittsfield Suns pregame show, we're not going to take a break. We're going to go directly into my previous sit-down interview with highly touted prospect, infielder, the man, the myth, the character, and the legend, Bryce Osmond. You're listening to the Pittsfield Suns pregame show on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. Welcome back to the Pittsfield Suns pregame show on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. Now here with a sit-down interview with Bryce Osmond, infielder for the Pittsfield Suns. Bryce, how's it going today?
It's going good. How are you?
I'm doing well. For this season, for Pittsfield, you're a well-touted prospect, 10 out of 10 in terms of perfect game, and that is an elite prospect. Certainly a top 10 round pick, if not a top 5 round pick. But you did drop to the 35th round, and really it looks for the sole reason of your option and your real decision to go to Oklahoma State. What got you into that mindset of wanting to go to Oklahoma State as opposed to going to a minor league team?
I just never treated Oklahoma State as a backup plan. I told all the scouts going into the draft that I had no problem with going to school, and I expected to be a first or second rounder. So when that didn't happen, my answer was pretty clear to me that I needed to go to Oklahoma State for 3 years and see where I come out in the draft in 2022.
Now, your decision to go to Oklahoma State, that was the real factor there. Why Oklahoma State as opposed to any other college? What made that really think that that college and that program is the right fit for you?
So I had committed freshman year. I love the coaching staff in Stillwater. I grew up always wanting to be a Cowboy. So, that made my decision really easy for me.
Now, for this season, it is summer ball, so this is your first look at the caliber of playing that you're going to get at Oklahoma State University. You were off to a slow start, and then you really got the hits going. You started off with a triple, and then for your first hit, Wacona Park was a grand slam. And then this past Saturday on the 22nd, after holding my wife's bouquet in a goofy picture in a game that I did not call, and that was the first time I missed a ball game since 2011 before the Suns were even here. You decided to hit a home run that game. How are you able to see the ball, one, when I'm not here, and two, how are you able to see the ball really getting used to it after the slow start?
Yeah, that's the key there, is just getting used to it. We hadn't played. I mean, my high school season was over a month ago, maybe a little more than that, so I really hadn't seen live pitching for about a month. So, I mean, for me, it was just big to just get back into it and see some live pitching, and now we're getting somewhere with it.
More or less being rusty.
Pretty much.
Going to see you at the shortstop hole, the range is there, the power is there when it comes to the throwing motion, the speed is there. Everything seems to be there for you. But the big thing, especially being one of the younger players on this team, is the chemistry and how you need to look up to other players. Do you feel the chemistry with these gentlemen as your teammates are helping you along the run?
Oh, absolutely. Since day one, it's been, very encouraging from the older guys. There's never a doubt that everybody's going to be there for you. So just, having that thought in the back of my mind, it's been very helpful.
And finally here, Pittsfield Suns in first place, a half game up currently, and the Suns have a tall task against the Brockton Rocks. What does your team need to do to come away with a victory tonight?
I believe the goal is to score more runs than the other team, and that's what we're going to go do.
The PC answer. I love it. Bryce Osmond, a character as always. Thank you so much for your time. Good luck out there tonight.
Thank you.
We'll be right back with the Pittsfield Suns pregame show on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. And we are back with the Pittsfield Suns pregame show on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. Now, while we have a quick minute to do so, we're going to go with a quick trip around the FCBL.
Taking a look around the FCBL in last night's contest, the Worcester Bravehearts defeated the North Shore Navigators, a final score of 10-6. North Shore came back with 3 runs in the ninth, but it wasn't enough to beat the Bravehearts. That game ended up in a 10-6 victory for Worcester. The Bristol Blues defeated the Westfield Starfires in Westfield 7-4, the final score in that one. And the Pittsfield Suns defeated the Nashua Silver Knights 4-3 at top of the ninth. Single won the game for the Pittsfield Suns. Nashua came back in the ninth, but could not get a run across to tie the game, nonetheless go into extra innings. As for today, the Worcester Bravehearts and the Westfield Starfires meet in Westfield. That game is scheduled to start right about the same time as us, about 6:30 or so. The Bristol Blues and the Nashua Silver Knights go at it in Nashua at 7 p.m. And the Brockton Rocks are right here at Wacona Park. They'll be taking on the Pittsfield Suns. First pitch is scheduled for 6:30. Looks like it's going to be a little bit after 6:30 here tonight.
Well, I think that's it's going to be an interesting thing going forward. Looking at the standings, even teams like Bristol and Worcester, who looked to be out of it a while ago, are only 3.5 back. This is going to be a tight race. We're barely a month into the season.
Yeah, so if we take a look quickly at the standings, the Pittsfield Suns are right atop of the FCBL at 12-7, just a half game back are the North Shore Navigators at 12-8. The Nashua Silver Knights a game and a half back at 11-9. These Brockton Rocks that the Suns are going to face are 11-10. They're 2 games back of the Suns. They're on a 2-game losing streak. The Bristol Blues have come alive here as of late in their last 3. They have won their last 3. They're 8-10 overall, 3.5 back of the Pittsfield Suns, as are the Worcester Bravehearts, who come in also at 8-10 here tonight, 3.5 back. They won their last game, obviously, against North Shore. And the Westfield Starfires round out the FCBL of 2019 at 6-14, 6.5. They've lost their last 3 games.
So for the Pittsfield Suns, again, a big win yesterday at Nashua and the back end of the home and home. The first game of the home and home was quite a spectacle, where you had the first home run derby at Wacona Park this year. And the Pittsfield Suns just could not get it going there in the home run derby. They fought hard. They were able to have a 3-2 lead going into the 7th. Then they gave up the game-tying run, went all the way through the 10th, and then it became a battle of the home run derby, where the past 10 innings, basically you throw away and say, hey, it just matters of who will hit the ball the longest and how long and how much you will do that for. All you have to do is hit the ball over the fence a certain allotted amount of time, and then you would get the victory. That's what Nashua did. But now the Pittsfield Suns are at home against the Brockton Rocks. We'll get into what they need to go to when we come back after we listen to the national anthem. You've been listening to the Pittsfield Suns pregame show on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. With the national anthem sung, ladies and gentlemen, we are all set for Pittsfield Suns baseball. And now we'll start off with the starting lineup for the visiting Brockton Rocks.
Leading off this afternoon for the Rocks will be their second baseman, number 6, Abraham Sequiera. Batting second, the third baseman, number 11, Mitch D'Onofrio. He leads the FCBL with 5 home runs. Batting in the 3 spot, number 29, the center fielder, Evan Slight. Batting fourth, number 15, the designated hitter, Gabe Gioso. Batting in the 5 spot, number 18, the first baseman, Anthony Calarco. Batting sixth in the catcher, number 32, Mark Goulart. Batting seventh, number 17, the left fielder, Tommy Kretzler. Batting eighth at right field, number 3, Corey Wadeslow. And rounding out the order, the shortstop, number 10, Nick Shumsky.
Taking a look at the defensive lineup for the Pittsfield Suns, John Clayton is on the hill. Catching him today is Matt Malcolm. Third to first goes Beckett, Cormier, Barry, and Valenti. And left to right is Bogus, Hughes, and Crunk out in right field tonight.
Outfield dimensions at Wacona Park come as follows. 310 down the left field line, 377 in straightaway left, 374 in dead center field. That's 3 feet in. Then it goes to the power alley, 403. That's the deepest part of the ballpark. And right center field before going down the right field line at 305. Looking at the Pittsfield Suns here for John Clayton. John Clayton, he has pitched a couple games here for the Suns, so he looks like he has gotten his footing of sorts, as it would at least appear to seem so. And as we look at him, Clayton in 2 starts currently does not have a record. 9 innings full, 9 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned, 2 walks to 11 strikeouts. He has a 3 even ERA.
Looking at Clayton's line, it's interesting, among these Pittsfield Suns pitchers, there are many of them that have performed quite well this season. I think he's 8th overall in terms of ERA for qualified pitchers on the staff. But he's sitting with a 3 even ERA. That's not bad. You look at 8th and go, oh, well, that's probably not amazing. But you can't shake a bat at 3 earned runs over 9 innings. The 11 strikeouts to 2 walks is a good mark. I have confidence in him today.
Now for the Brockton Rocks, the visiting Brockton Rocks are going to start with left-handed hitting second baseman number 6, Abraham Sequiera. Going to make sure I have that one pronounced correct. He is batting .267 in 4 games. That's 4 for 15. No homers and an RBI. As Clayton toes the slab, and Sequiera will dig in for the first time, tapping home plate with his bat. Clayton appears to be set. He will wind, and the first pitch of tonight's contest is a bit too far low for a ball. This ball game starting off at 6:35 p.m. Count is 1-0 to Sequiera. Here's the windup from John Clayton for the second time. That one fisted foul. The count 1 ball, 1 strike.
Sequiera is 5'9", 180. He's a junior from North Florida. He comes from the capital of Venezuela, Caracas.
Clayton, slow, methodical when getting the pitch. Now he has it. This one is shaded foul and pushed out of the ballpark. 1 ball, 2 strikes, just getting underway in Pittsfield. A lot of cloud cover, but still humid. Really no threat of any rain, it appears. But still a great game and great day for baseball here for the Suns and the Rocks. The 1-2. That one shaded into left. Chasing this one is going to be Bogus. He will dive past the ball as it just goes by him. He's going to make a strong throw in, and he's going to hold Sequeira to a leadoff double to begin this contest.
Well, it's nice range by Bogus to try and get that one. He was very close. And ultimately, off the crack of the bat, it didn't look like he was going to be. That one was twisting toward the third base foul line. And nice play by Bogus to get over there and hold Sequeira to a double.
And a good effort at that as well. Just past him, diving on it. Now the third baseman, number 11, Mitch D'Onofrio. He's going to step up to the dish. As D'Onofrio in 17 games is batting .328 with 5 homers and 14 RBIs. He lifts this one in to straightaway left center field. The left fielder, Bogus, will get underneath it. No dive needed. He'll make the play.
It's funny about D'Onofrio. He's 5'10", 180 pounds. It's a pretty unassuming frame, but he leads the league in home runs with 5.
Center fielder number 29, Evan Slight, will now step up to the dish. Slight on the season. You look at his stats. Slight's in 7 games, playing about half of them, batting .227. That's 5 for 22. A homer, 3 RBI, 4 walks, 5 if you count a hit by pitch, 10 strikeouts on the season. Here's the first pitch to the lefty. That one runs high and in for a ball 1-0.
Interesting. John Clayton is a relatively slow worker here to start off this ball game. We've seen a lot of fast workers, especially from opposing teams, but even for the Pittsfield Suns, they have a couple of quick guys.
They set up outside and hit the corner with beauty, and the count now 1 ball, 1 strike. Home plate umpire Alan Liberdoni calling balls and strikes. Kali Rodriguez becoming a familiar face. He is manning the bases tonight. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 gone, 1 runner in scoring position. That's Sequeira, as this one's a hot shot over to first. No play over at third, but over at first, it's going to be Valenti who's going to make the unassisted putout. Advancing the runner works more or less as a sacrifice. And now we'll bring up the designated hitter, number 15, Gabe Gioso. Gioso for the baseball team of the Brockton Rocks, batting just 1 point under 300, batting .299 with a homer, 10 RBI. Only one of 2 Rocks players to have double-digit RBI. First pitch, he's going to hold up, but it hits the outside corner.
And on top of that, Billy, he's played in 17 games this season. The only other rock to do that is Mitch D'Onofrio, who has also played in 17 games.
The 0-1, as that one's well fouled. That one is thankfully just off the top of the fencing. Otherwise, that one might have hit a car out in Wacona Street, if not a house on the other end of Wacona Street.
That took off.
For the Brockton Rocks, they have always been a powerhouse team, especially when it comes to being a successful team. And I believe it is 15 years of existence. The Brockton Rocks have made the playoffs in the organization in their respective leagues 12 times.
Wow.
The 0-2 just misses outside, now 1-2. I believe that is correct because I believe last year it was 11 out of 14, and they made the playoffs last year, making it 12 and 15. This is across college ball, independent ball. It's such a great organization, well run, well put, well coached, and more or less just well played. The 1-2. Just missing the outside corner again. Try to make him chase, if not corner, and paint the black. He does not do so, however. Here's a 2 2-2. This one further outside. Really no doubt about that one. 3 balls, 2 strike with a runner on third and 2 gone.
The Rocks threatening here already. Clayton had the batter Gioso already at 0-2, and Gioso's worked a full count here.
Here's the payoff. Swung on, headed over towards third. Grabbing that one is Beckett. A throw over to first is in time and ends the threat. 5-3 putout ends the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left. 90 feet away. We head to the home half of the first through 1/2 inning. And now we will give you the starting lineup for your Pittsfield Suns.
For the Pittsfield Suns, leading off this afternoon will be the center fielder, number 34, Dom Hughes, batting in the 2 spot, the second baseman, number 43, Connor Berry, batting in the 3 spot, the designated hitter for this evening, number 13, the home run king, Jackson Peterson, batting 4th tonight, number 27, the catcher, Matt Catcher's Wheels Malcolm, batting 5th, number 18, the left fielder, Jeff Bogus, batting 6th, number 28, the third baseman, Taylor Beckett, batting in the 7th spot is the first baseman, number 12, Matt Valenti, batting 8th will be the right fielder, number 2, Kyle Crunk, and batting in the 9 spot, the shortstop this afternoon, number 5, Nate Cormier. That is the lineup for your Pittsfield Suns.
Taking a look at the defensive alignment for the Brockton Rocks. Matt Svanson is the pitcher tonight. Mark Gular is behind the plate. From third to first goes D'Onofrio, Shumsky, Sekiera, and Calarco. And from left to right is Kretzler, Slight, and Wieslow.
Svanson, a split starter. I say that 4 appearances, 2 starts with a 2-1 record. Svanson on the season has pitched a collective total of 17 1/3 innings pitched, 16 hits, 7 runs, 5 of them earned, 6 walks to 19 strikeouts, and has an ERA of 2.59.
Well, the Suns have their work cut out for them today. I mean, if you buy into the idea that numbers don't lie, and as in large part I do, that's a pretty good line.
So the Pittsfield Suns again, great showing offensively last night in Nashua, effectively winning 4-3 after losing 3-3, then losing in the home run derby to Nashua at home. So leading this ball game off on the home side will be center fielder number 34, Dom Hughes. Hughes on the season. Late starter, 16 games played. He's batting 175 with a homer, 3 RBI. Pitch is in there, a called strike. He does have 12 total walks, 1 hit by pitch, and 9 strikeouts, 2 for 5 in stolen base attempts. Svanson with the pitch, just missing outside, and the count 1 ball, 1 strike. Suns out in their home uniforms, white uniforms. Black Suns edged out in yellow on the front, red numbers left abdomen, black numbers edged out in yellow on the back. Curveball, and that one misses high on the outside part of the plate, 2-1. Coming out with white pants with a black trim down the side, black and yellow trim it appears. The red cap, black brim, and the Suns P logo, as that one does hit the lower outside frame, 2-2. Rocks electing to go in their home, or I should say their away blue uniforms with red sleeves going up to the collar from the collarbone and the underarms as well. Red everything, as that one is cut on a miss for strike 3. Foul tipped into the mid. Red Rocks embroidered with white. Numbers the same on the back and on the front as well. Gray pants with a red trim, red cap, blue brim with the Brockton Rocks logo on the cap. Now the second baseman, number 43, Connor Berry, will step up to the dish. He's leading the team unofficially. He's only played in 5 games, but he's hitting a very healthy 450, 9 for 20. As the first pitch he sees is down Broadway, 0-1. Svanson with the 0-1. This one shaded foul first base side, and that one is going to hit the side of the house. Ouch. And the count is 0-2.
Berry's gotten a hit in every single one of his appearances so far for the Pittsfield Suns. See if you can keep that up here today.
I was just about to say that, my dude. Well done.
The 0-2 curveball misses outside. Now the count is 1-2.
Great minds think alike
He
sometimes.
collected a season-high 3 hits on June 19th in a 9-4 win over the Worcester Bravehearts.
So he is on a 5-game hitting streak as we speak. The 1-2 inside-out swing headed over to first. He will flip over to the pitcher who will step on the bag for the second out. So he will have to wait to continue the hitting streak as we go to the designated hitter number 13, Jackson Peterson is going to step up to the dish as we look at Peterson's stats. Quite good, as really all of the catchers on the team are doing quite good. 286 batter in 14 games, 3 homers, 14 RBI. He is tied for the lead in home runs with fellow utility man Mark Cooley, as well as the other catcher, Matt Malcolm, one of the other catchers. First pitch, looking as it's in there. Called strike 0-1.
Peterson was off to a tear, really, to start off this season. He's fallen off ever since. He's gone 0 for his last 7, but looking to turn it around here today.
That one driven down the left field line. Is it fair or foul? It is a foul ball. By, I would say, about 5 feet it went foul. It wasn't a matter of, is it gone? Because off the bat it was gone, but just a bit foul. Just a loud strike here for Peterson, now 0-2.
He is so much fun to watch at bat. Even when he makes an out or a foul ball, it's almost always at the warning track or deep in the outfield. It's unbelievable how well this kid can hit.
Here's the 0-2. Cut on a miss for strike 3. That will end the inning as the Suns go down 1-2-3. To end the first with no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. We now head through 1 full inning of play. To the top of the second, currently no score between the visiting Brockton Rocks and your hometown Pittsfield Suns. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
I have a passion for the environment. That's why I serve in the United States Coast Guard. We monitor commercial vessels, making sure our ports and waterways are safe and clean from oil or other hazardous material. We patrol our fisheries, protect marine wildlife and their habitats. With all we do, it's about protecting America.
Were you born ready to protect America? Learn more at gocoastguard.com.
Sponsored by the United States Coast Guard in cooperation with the Massachusetts Broadcasters Association and the station.
You suffer from the heartbreak of brain rot, feeling bored, sluggish, listless, not had a new idea in days, using electronic gizmos without a clue why they work. Now there's help. Ham Radio, guaranteed to stimulate your corroding neurons and open a whole new world of excitement. To learn more about Ham Radio, go to helloradio.org.
Side effects of ham radio usage include mental stimulation, desire for education, new career paths, understanding of technology, and cases of addiction have been reported. If you experience any of these symptoms, you're welcome.
Ham Radio. It's not your granddaddy's radio anymore.
You must be your fairy godmother. Yes. It doesn't take a fairy godmother to tell you that the right fit means everything. Good heavens, child. You can't go in that. Children under 4'9" need to be in a booster seat because they aren't ready for adult safety belts alone. Many parents miss the important step of booster seats. Maybe you better explain things to him. Booster seats raise your child up so that a safety belt designed for adults will fit and protect them properly. Oh, that does make a difference. Remember that 4'9" is the magic number, and get your little pumpkin there safely in a booster seat. Hop in, my dear. Oh, thank you. And like Cinderella, you can live happily ever after. It's like a dream. A wonderful dream come true. For more information, visit boosterseat.gov. This has been a message from the U.S. Department of Transportation and the Ad Council.
First pitch swinging, it's fouled off for first baseman number 18, Anthony Calarco. The count is 0-1 here in the top of the second as we take a peek at Calarco on the season. Looking down the line, Calarco only 5 games, but only 1 hit out of 17 right now. Calarco batting .059, really looking to turn it on. The pitch is low against the lefty. The count is 1 ball, 1 strike. Here is the 1-1. That one swung down the right field line, but just foul. Nearly took out his coach there on the first baseline. So that'll go foul. The count now 1-2.
Calarco is 6'3", 215. He's a rising sophomore from Northwestern University. So he's got a good build. Just hasn't gotten it started yet this summer, but still plenty of time, plenty of schedule for him to get that average up.
Here is the 1-2. Skies this one down the left field line, going to chase his Bogus. Is it fair or foul? It is a foul ball.
Had a couple of nice rips. One down the first baseline that was foul, and that one as well. So good signs for Calarco. Not like he's swinging and missing every time. He does have 11 strikeouts and 17 at bats. So see if he's able to turn it around here tonight.
Here again, the 1-2. Cut out and miss for strike 3. So the drought's going to continue now. 1 for 18. And that is the first strikeout for John Clayton as we head to the catcher, number 31, Mark Goulart. Goulart on the season here for the Rocks. Goulart is batting .216 in 13 games. That's 8 for 37. He's got a homer and 5 RBI. Shake of the sign there from Clayton twice, and now he has it. Winds and fires. This one misses low. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0. That does clip at the knees. Call it strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's a pitch. That one shot foul, first base line.
Took a branch with it on its way down.
Absolutely did. Got a good piece of that one.
Yeah, who needs a hedge trimming crew when you have some baseballs that'll knock it down?
Certainly not Wacona Park.
Here's the 1-2. Swung on a miss, first strike 3. He's trotting over to first. Not entirely sure on why. Oh, he feels that it might have hit the ground. Yeah. Well, either way, he's out of the baseline now. So that'll go down as a swinging strikeout here for left fielder number 17, Tommy Kretzler. Tommy Kretzler, a two-way player. Pitching and hitting tonight in left field. And the pitch. Swung on. That one goes foul out of play.
He is hitting at a solid 333. It's 4 for 12 when he gets up to swing the bat. 2 doubles and RBI.
Clayton has a sign. He'll wind and deal the 0-1. That one skied out to left. It looks like that one's going to shade foul as well, and does so.
Jeff Bogus is certainly getting a workout out in left field so far. Seen him break into a dead run on a couple of foul balls, and is along with the one that got behind him from Sequeira.
Clayton readjusting his glove, it appears. It'll be an 0-2 count, 2-man gone. A couple strikeouts here in the inning for Clayton. Will slowly nod, wind, and deal the 0-2. Misses up and away. About letter high off the plate by about 3 inches. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Clayton looking to strike out the side here. Make quick order the Rocks in the second.
Clayton with 1-2. That one well inside as he overthrew it. Evens up the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 gone. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Clayton.
I'd say that the deuces are wild here.
The 2-2 is a high fly ball, skied out to deep center. Hughes going back all the way towards the wall. It's going to hit off of the top of the wall. The throw-in comes in, and it looks like it's going to be late, and that'll be a 2-out triple for Tommy Kretzler. And for the second straight inning, they have a runner on third.
That was a shot off the bat there by Kretzler. I wasn't sure. I thought it had a distance to get out of here by the way Hughes was running to the wall. Looks like he might have had a beat on it as well, but it ended up hitting the base of the wall. And Kretzler with some good speed over there makes it all the way to third.
Now batting, right fielder number 3, Corey Wieslow. Winslow, 6 games played. He's 1 for 20. That is 0-50. And the first pitch is in there, called strike. Blaine checking on third as this one's a grounder to second. Picked up there by Barry. Throw to first, and for the second straight inning with a runner on third and 2 outs, they get out of the jam unscathed. No runs off of 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left. We now head through 1 half inning to the bottom of the second. Currently no score between the Rocks and the Suns. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Hi, this is Paul McCartney on behalf of RAD. If you're drinking, you can't drive my car or any car. Remember, if you're partying this holiday season, don't drink and drive. Got it? It's just not worth it. Doesn't make sense. Thank you.
Yes, I'm gonna be a star. A public service message brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
At the American Lung Association, we're fighting for a day when we can all breathe easier. We're fighting for clear skies over every city and healthy lungs throughout the country. We're fighting to free millions of Americans from the addictive grip of tobacco and the devastating effects of lung disease. The American Lung Association isn't just fighting for air, we're fighting for all the things that make it worth breathing, and we can use your help. See what you can do at fightingforair.org.
Pittsfield Suns now head to the bottom of the second as they currently hold a current 0-0 tie with the Rocks. So here's the catcher, number 27, Matt Malcolm. Good ovation from the Suns faithful. And the first pitch is swung on and fouled off. Malcolm, second on the team in qualified batters, 321 in 13 games played, 3 homers, 8 RBI. 10 total walks and 10 total strikeouts. Svanson from the stretch, the 0-1. That one lifted out into left center field, going to chase his Kretzler. He will not get there in time. It dunks in front of him, and that'll be the first base hit of the ball game for the Pittsfield Suns.
Once again, that's Kretzler out there in left field showing off the wheels, just not able to get there. And Matt Malcolm has the first Pittsfield Suns hit of the ball game, like Billy mentioned.
Left fielder number 18, left-handed hitting, Jeff Bogus. Bogus, 255 batter, no homers, 7 RBI, 12 walks, 13 strikeouts. And you look at Matt Malcolm, he's a catcher, but he's 3 for 4 in stolen base attempts in the season. First pitch, that one is looked at and looks like it runs high, 1-0.
He does have those catcher's wheels. And a great leadoff guy in Malcolm, although he's batting in the 4 spot. Great guy to lead off an inning.
That one is swung foul, third base line, and that one is going to not be found in any sort of time frame whatsoever.
As mentioned, coming into this game, 17 for 53, batting .321. Just another day at the office, another hit for Matt Malcolm.
Svanson with the 1-1. High fly ball out to right. Charging in is going to be Winslow. Second baseman there as well. They collide, it appears. Barely collide, and it's the second baseman, Sekiera, who comes away with it. They were able to get the communication, avoid one another, and avoid the collision. So that'll be a pop out to second. And now it'll be third baseman number 28, Taylor Beckett. As for Beckett on the season for the Suns, it has not been too kind for him. He's only played in 4 games, but he's 1 for 14. He does have 3 RBI, however. A couple sacrifice flies for him, and I'm sure that base hit that he had also had something to do with that. A pickoff over at first. He's back in safely. Here's the pitch. That one is over the plate, but high. 1 ball. No strikes, 1 gone.
Matt Malcolm taking a healthy lead over there at first base. See if the Suns get aggressive here.
Runner does go. The 1-0 hits him, actually. That won't run high and tight. And it just did not break. So that's going to be a hit by pitch there to Taylor Beckett. Bring up first baseman number 12, Matt Valenti. 5 games, he's 4 for 16 at the square mark, batting .250. no homers, and RBI. Here's the pitch. That one a little high and in as well. Not chin music per se, but let's just say the stereo was in tune for it. And an odd alignment here for the infielders. They're slightly shifted in between towards to pull, but also for double play ball as the pitch runs high, 2-0. First baseman Calarco is well off the bag. The only difference is the shortstop, Shumsky, is playing at an odd angle as this one's dribbled down the first base line foul. 2 balls, 1 strike. Not going to say that they're misplaying their position. It's just a very, very odd scheme here.
Yeah, I can't say I've ever seen that before either.
It looks slightly shifted, but in an awkward way. Check on second twice for Svanson, as this one's a chopper over towards second. A flip over to short for 1. Throw to first is in time for the 4-6-3 double play, so it doesn't matter how it looks. It is pretty in the long run. A 4-6-3 double play ends the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left. Now through 2 full to the top of the third. No score between the Rocks and the Suns. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Do you suffer from the heartbreak of brain rot, feeling bored, sluggish, listless, not had a new idea in days? Using electronic gizmos without a clue why they work? Now there's help. Ham radio, guaranteed to stimulate your corroding neurons and open a whole new world of excitement. To learn more about ham radio, go to helloradio.org.
Side effects of ham radio usage include mental stimulation, desire for education, new career paths, understanding of technology, and cases of addiction have been reported. If you experience any of these symptoms, you're welcome.
Ham radio. It's not your granddaddy's radio anymore.
At the American Lung Association, we're fighting for a day when we can all breathe easier. We're fighting for clear skies over every city and healthy lungs throughout the country. We're fighting to free millions of Americans from the addictive grip of tobacco and the devastating effects of lung disease. The American Lung Association isn't just fighting for air, we're fighting for all the things that make it worth breathing, and we can use your help. See what you can do at fightingforair.org.
Now the top of the third for the Pittsfield Suns, as you're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network at Paul Dowd Field at Wacona Park in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. Billy Madewell, Steve O'Brien Jr., Colin Quinn on the call as the Pittsfield Suns are taking on the Brockton Rocks. Currently no score as we're just about to begin the top of the third inning. And while we have some quick time to do so, as I might have fired in a little bit too early just to get that ID in there for legal reasons, I do want to say this, gentlemen, I would highly recommend this as I have already tried it today. Thankfully for Cindy Lieberman, she's the concessions manager for the Pittsfield Suns. She allowed me to do it finally, and I'm putting the non-contract and non-binding trademark on this.
Okay.
As the shortstop, number 10, Nick Shumsky, will step up to the plate. I'm going to fire off his stats real quick. Shumsky is batting in 11 games, 162 with no homers and RBI. I am calling my masterpiece sunburnt hot dogs.
Okay.
They are deep fried.
Ooh, yep, I'm into that. I will take 2,
I
please.
finally tried it, and I will say this, it was worth the hype. That one fouled off. Count is 0-1. I've been saying it forever. Cindy has been a skeptic of it. I tried it. The only thing I wish with deep fried hot dogs, they're supposed to have a crunch to it. This one had a soft crunch to it.
I hear you. Yep.
I didn't. I think I pulled it out a little bit too early.
Yep.
It was starting to float, so everything was fine there.
Yeah,
but I'm more of a crunch guy, so I should have gotten extra crispy as that one is cut on and missed. The count is 0-2.
Hey, for your first time, it's not bad.
So again, the hot dog was great, but I'm an extra crunchy kind of guy. I like my bacon extra crispy. I like my hot dogs extra done. I like my burgers which is weird, a little medium rare. So there's a little bit of a clash of cultures there. But for the hot dogs, I like them extra done. This one was basically for a burger for me, it was rare. So it was medium rare. So it was done fantastic. It had a very soft crunch to it, very juicy on the inside. And the 1-2 is shifted out to right field. That one's going to go foul and would have not had the distance anyway. But the right fielder there, Kronk, going to chase.
Now, on that topic, Billy, did you see the other day in the group chat them talking about grilled PB&J?
Oh, boy. Yes, someone said fluff is better. It's a Massachusetts thing.
Yeah,
it's a Northeast thing.
I don't like fluff, though.
Me either.
It's a stereotypical thing, like
Yeah,
for the Northeast,
no, I
it's
know
Dunkin'
exactly
Donuts, Massachusetts.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And the Northwest is all Starbucks. Here's the 1-2. Hits in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Absolutely right about that, my friend. I went out to L.A. for a few days 5 years ago now, and I could not find a Dunkin' to save my life.
Oh, actually, that's a very interesting story, as Clayton has a 2-2. Time is called. I've never been off the East Coast.
Wow, really?
I've never been off the East Coast. That any state that I've been in has always bordered the Atlantic. The only time that didn't happen, I went to Jamaica when I was 15.
Ooh, that's
wow.
Nice.
The 2-2. Cut on and way missed as he's way out in front of that one. Clayton playing puppeteer way out in front of that one, pulling the strings. A swing and miss in the third strikeout of the ball game. And now we'll bring off the leadoff hitter with 1 out, Abraham Sequiera, who doubled into left his first time up. But yeah, I've never been out west.
Well,
never been off the East Coast.
I've never been out west either.
On that topic, I've only been there once, but I will say this: for as much grief as Los Angeles gets for being overcrowded and a shallow media conglomerates type thing,
pitches inside. Go ahead.
I very much enjoyed it. I enjoyed the change of scenery. I enjoyed the culture shock. My family and I went up to I say north, more like central California to see the redwood forests. We went to Santa Monica to see the beaches, and it was a great time. I want to go back.
The 1-0 misses high and away. Now 2-0 here to Sequiera, who led off the ball game with a double to left field.
So
I've always kind of wanted that, actually, was to go out west.
Very
but
fun.
Me being the working man that I am, with working for the Pittsfield Suns, working for the FCBL in terms of reviewing and revising score sheets, pitches low. From working at my usual, we'll call it 9-to-5 job, but it's really not. And for working for the local radio station here, I'm a busy man.
Oh, I hear you,
during
man.
the summers, especially with my wedding. Pitches outside. That's a 4-pitch walk to Sequiera. I've been working well into the 70-hour work weeks where I really have not had any time to do anything.
Yes, sir. Oh, trust me. If I had tried to go for that long of a vacation at this point in my life, it never would have happened. It was only because I had just graduated high school that I was able to do it.
Well, you'll enjoy this as Mitch D'Onofrio, the third baseman, digs, and he flew out to left, as opposed to Sequiera, who actually got a hit to left. You'll enjoy this. As we all know, especially after the last home game for the Suns, I missed my first baseball game for a team at Wacona Park for the first time since 2011. Pitch hits the outside corner, called strike. Back when the Pittsfield Colonials were here, I missed 2 games. One was prom. One was graduation in the same year.
Important things.
Since the Pittsfield Suns have been here, I have never missed a game until last Saturday. And I still didn't miss that game because I was still here.
Right, yeah, you were right here, man.
So I was not on the broadcast, I should say. The 0-1 drops low and outside. The count is 1-1. I did look at the feed while I was here. And while I went onto the field, obviously, you guys were there to really announce me onto the field after taking some goofy pictures with Bryce Osmond, who was holding my wife's bouquet.
I love that. It jumped into the arms of his teammate. I was such a fan of that.
The 1-1 gets away from the catcher, and let's see, no throw to second. That's going to be a ball and a wild pitch, advancing Sequiera over to second and into scoring position. After that, we went onto the field during the manager's meeting, and I got to say this, it really caught me in the feels. It really had me pulling my heartstrings, was the Suns crowd really giving it to me in terms of a pop. I was not expecting that at all. Usually I have the veil of being up here in the press box. 2-1, that's popped high in the air behind first. Valenti looks like we'll run out of room. as that one goes right on a one bouncer to Tori Bishop.
That's it.
Tori Bishop, fantastic worker here in Pittsfield at Wacona Park. Her family owns Biggins Diggins, which is where I went to breakfast.
Very nice.
In the morning of my wedding. So great catch. But it's a foul ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and a man gone. But really had my heartstrings pulling off. Almost had me in tears. I'm not going to lie. After we got married, to be here, to hear that pop, to really be recognized in a way like that, which I've never felt, it was truly humbling. The 2-2 is fouled way back. But again, it was an experience I've never seen before. I've never felt it before. To be honest, I prefer to be up here. I'm usually not an attention-seeking guy when it comes to outside the organization or inside the organization. All I do is call ball strikes, the plays itself, what have you. And I have a great responsibility and the benefit of doing that for all of you who are listening and watching in. And for those of you who were here in attendance, for the both of you two, Steve and Colin, I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much for making my wedding night what it was. And that was the most memorable night of my life, and more ways than one that we'll get into as well. But it was a phenomenal day just to experience that, to have my wife, who has been with the organization, whether on staff or as a volunteer. It was truly humbling. It was just an amazing feeling to be recognized like that from the Suns faithful. So again, I thank you ever so much, as this one's popped high in the air towards Cormier at short. It's going to look up and we'll make the grab. 2 gone and a man on second now.
Boy, that one hung up there for about 6 years.
Yeah, that reminds me of the old Tap Sports Baseball with Chris Bryant. There's a pop-up and then he just takes out his phone. It had that vibe to
Oh,
it.
it
Pretty sure
definitely
Cormier
did.
could have taken out his phone, sent a couple texts, and then caught the ball.
For sure.
Center fielder number 29, Evan Slight, grounded out to first last time up. And I do have to say this, post-seeding my mini speech just then. I'm glad to be back in the booth here with you two.
We're glad to have you, dude.
Absolutely.
I'm glad to be back in my element because I was well out of my element. Here's the first pitch here to Slight. That one's cut on and missed.
Well, it's not every day you get married for the first time. I think it can be forgiven that you felt a little out of your element.
It's very rare that you get married for the first time to your future ex-wife, no less. I'm kidding, by the way. I'm kidding, by the way.
Poor girl. It's only been what?
Poor girl, say
hours?
poor me.
48 hours. I'm kidding. 48 hours in.
The 0-1, that one bounces in for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Honey, if you're listening, I love you. She knows, and I guarantee she'll say this when she hears this. She's going to be the one that says, I'm going to be the one filing for divorce, not you. Jenna is always a character, absolute best friend, and really no nerves during the entire festivities preceding the wedding, as the pitch misses now 2-1. I felt no nerves. Sure, I teared up when I saw her because, good Lord, did she look gorgeous. But it was amazing. The entire thing, family, friends, colleagues, for everyone to be there. It was such a fun time. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 gone, a man on second. No score between the Rocks and the Suns. And the 2-1. That one about letter high over the plate. Now 3-1. This is the 3rd inning, and all innings for the Rocks have a runner in scoring position.
Rocks yet to take advantage of that runner in scoring position, however. Clayton has got out of the jam with the 2 outs.
They're 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position up to this point. The 3-1 runs well inside, and there's a walk here for Gabe Gioso. He grounded out to third his last time up. Runners on first and second now for the Rocks. And I'll also do this for Thursday's game against Nashua the next time that we'll be here at Wacona Park. That organization deserves all the love and praise that I can give, and there's too many words that I can say over the broadcast as Joseph swings and misses, count 0-1. While we were on the field, every player that was in the dugout went out of the dugout, stood up, and gave me and my wife a rounding applause, as well as from the Suns faithful. But to see that from an opposing team, just the sheer human emotion out of that, it was very well received in my eyes, and I wish that organization nothing but the best for how classy that organization has been for its entire history since it's been founded, and they proved themselves once more as this one goes in and out of the glove there of the catcher. He reached up for it and went in and out, so that'll be a pass ball there. Count is 1 ball, 1 strike.
We've really seen a lot of sportsmanship so far this season out of every team that we've faced. We've said it a few times on the broadcast, but just another example of these guys are human beings above all else, and sharing in the same human emotion, some of the shared experiences that we've had as a human race. The experience of finding someone you truly care about. There's not much, but some things are bigger than baseball.
The 1-1. High fly ball out to center field. Going back there is Hughes. Looking up. He will make the grab for the final out of the inning. The Suns get out of another jam for the 3rd straight inning. There's a runner on 3rd. But this time, 2 runners in scoring position, and they do nothing. 0 for 6 collectively thus far. So in the inning, no runs, no hits, no errors. 2 men left. We head through 2.5 to the bottom of the 3rd. I'll get back into Saturday night, for me at least, when we come back, as the Suns and the Rocks are tied at 0-0. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
The following commercial is sponsored by feedthepig.org, an organization devoted to helping you save money. We will not entice you with messages like
lowest prices in town, dealer approved, certified pre-owned.
Nor will we brag about our
huge selection, enormous variety.
We will offer no contingencies like
see store for details. Legal exclusions apply.
Because we simply want to help you spend smarter and save better. Log on to feedthepig.org. Find the benefits of saving for every stage of life. Brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
I have a passion for the environment. That's why I serve in the United States Coast Guard. We monitor commercial vessels, making sure our ports and waterways are safe and clean from oil or other hazardous material. We patrol our fisheries, protect marine wildlife and their habitats. With all we do, it's about protecting America.
Were you born ready to protect America? Learn more at gocoastguard.com.
Sponsored by the United States Coast Guard in cooperation with the Massachusetts Broadcasters Association and this station.
Welcome back to Paul Downfield at Wacona Park. Pittsfield Suns now in the bottom of the 3rd. No score between the Brockton Rocks and the Pittsfield Suns with the 8-9-1 hitters for the first time up today. Number 2, right fielder Kyle Cronk in his 2nd season with the Suns. For Cronk, 9 games, he's batting .182 as he chops this one over to the pitcher. Throw over to first in time as that slump will continue. He's batting currently 6 for 34 now. No homers, 3 RBI. And now it'll be the shortstop, number 5, Nate Cormier. Cormier, middle of the pack, 244 batter in 14 games played. No homers, but 10 RBI. One of 3 Suns players in double digits with RBI. First pitch, he's going to look at it, called strike, as it's on the lower outside quadrant. So for the ceremony, I got to say, as a newly married man, and for the first time a married man, it does seem awfully weird as this one misses outside on the bluff bunt there from Cormier. I do have a thicker cut ring. I have a tungsten carbide ring.
I was going to ask about that. I like it a lot.
It is a thicker cut ring. It's not a typical silver ring, but I'm still getting used to it. Washing hands, I don't know how I feel about it still. I feel like I'm going to keep pulling it off as the pitch runs in. Now 2-1. It is very odd, but the reason why I picked it again because it is a thicker cut ring. It's pretty easy as this one's in on the hands. Oh, that one gets a piece of home plate umpire Alan Liberdoni on the foot, it appears. So the count is now 2-2 on the foul ball. But yeah, I chose a dark silver black-esque color. I wanted something a little off kilter, a little bit something a little unorthodox because, well, that's my marriage. We're both unorthodox. I mean, look at us. Here's a 2-2. Swung on, lifted into left. Charging in is Kretzler, and he will collect the out. Center fielder Dom Hughes struck out swinging last time up, as it's now the second time through the lineup. For my fiance with her ring, standard silver. Again, one of the reasons why I love her, she is very level-headed. She's very low maintenance, very low-key. She's very laid back. Curveball is in there for a called strike. I have her engagement ring as a setting that I chose, and also her mother's engagement stone that I placed on there as well. This one
very classy.
Just misses. Thank you.
I like that a lot.
But yeah, we wanted to keep everything in the family when it came to how everything went. I asked her father for her hand back in 2016 in December, as that one misses. Now 2-1. Proposed in Disneyland on March 29th in 2017. And now June 22nd, I am now a married man. The only thing that could have made my night better was a Pittsfield Suns victory, but unfortunately the home run derby came into play. This one's a slow dribble over to second, grabbing that one, Sekiera, throw over to first in time, and that will end the inning. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left as we head through 3 full and a third of the way through the ball game. No score between the Rocks and the Suns. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Did you know the third leading cause of fire deaths for older adults is cooking? Hi, I'm Rob Neal from the United States Fire Administration with important fire safety tips for seniors. Never leave cooking unattended because a serious fire can start in seconds. Don't wear loose clothing while cooking. Keep towels and pot holders away from the range. Double check the kitchen before you go to bed or leave your home. This message is brought to you by the United States Fire Administration, your local fire department, and this radio station.
Type 2 diabetes is a serious chronic health threat in America. It affects tens of millions of people. Many people who have the disease don't know it. Diabetes can cause health problems such as heart disease, strokes, amputations, and blindness. Talk to your doctor, get screened if you're at risk, and learn how to avoid becoming one of the millions of new cases of diabetes each year. You can help prevent type 2 diabetes. A message from CDC and HHS.
Welcome back to the baseball game between the Pittsfield Suns and the Brockton Rocks in FCBL action. Currently no score through 3 full innings of play. And now we will go to the away half in the top of the 4th with a 5, 6, 7 batters. But again, as we get to feed a little bit of time here, as it'll be the first baseman, Anthony Calarco. He struck out swinging for the first out in the second. To go over Saturday as well, because, well, it was my wedding and my first baseball game that I haven't broadcasted in quite some time. It was quite a weird experience, but again, it was one of the best. No, I'm not going to say that. It was the best night of my life. I'll get further into that as well. Pitch misses outside, 1-0. The food that we had catered was absolutely amazing. We had a mashed potato bar.
Oh.
And yes, it sounds as good as it seems. A pitch misses 2-0. We had a mashed potato station with scallions, with chives, with bacon, sour cream, shredded cheese, Parmesan cheese. As this one's lifted into straightaway left, Bogus camps underneath, and he will put up a campfire before collecting the out. Yes, it sounds as good as it was. It was fantastic.
Where'd you get the catering from?
Sweet Peas Ice Cream and Catering.
Oh, I know that.
And we also had an ice cream bar as well. We did have a traditional cake created by now my aunt-in-law, Michelle Daly. This is Mark Goulart. He struck out swinging his first time up. He missed with the pitch, 1-0. It was a 3-tier straightaway chocolate cake, and it was gorgeous. But as a backup, we had a smaller cake. We had an ice cream bar. We had four flavors, chocolate and vanilla with the obvious, called Strike, a 1-1. My personal choice was the Cappuccino Crunch, which is a mix of coffee as well as basically like a how do I put it? Chocolate chip cookie dough, kind of. This one is a slow chopper to the left of Barry, his left. Throw over to first in time.
That sounds amazing.
And her choice, Caribou Caramel, I believe it was.
Okay.
Left fielder Tommy Kretzler with a triple to straightaway center field last time up. We'll dig in from the left side. But the ice cream was fantastic. We had a photo booth. I don't drink. Let me first say that so that way I can plant some seeds here for you. I am not a drinker. I rarely drink. It is very seldom that I drink, maybe once every 2 months. And for then, I don't even drink that much, maybe a drink or two. Plus, I'm a cider guy. This one is skied out to right. Kronk going to get underneath this, and he will make the catch. So we'll get further into my wedding night when we come back, as that is an easy 1-2-3 inning. Down go the Rocks. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. Through 3.5 to the bottom of the fourth. Suns currently tied with the Rocks at 0 apiece. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
The following commercial is sponsored by feedthepig.org, an organization devoted to helping you save money. We will not entice you with messages like
lowest prices in town, dealer approved, certified pre-owned.
Nor will we brag about our
Huge selection, enormous variety.
We will offer no contingencies like
See store for details. Legal exclusions apply.
Because we simply want to help you spend smarter and save better. Log on to feedthepig.org. Find the benefits of saving for every stage of life. Brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
Give yourself the gift of a comfortable retirement by setting some cash aside for yourself. Saving a little of your monthly income can be as affordable as the average holiday gift. If retirement is near, you'll want to start saving right away. If you're younger, begin saving now, and compound interest will help your retirement funds snowball. A great way to figure out how much you'll need to save for retirement is to learn how much you'll get from Social Security. Do that in minutes at www.socialsecurity.gov/estimator.
Welcome back to Wacona Park. Pittsfield Suns still tied with the visiting Brockton Rocks, as today the subcategory is basically a review of my wedding, more or less, over everything, as it's the 2-3-4 hitters on the bottom of the fourth. Second baseman number 43, Connor Berry. He grounded out to first base his first time up. But like I said, I'm planting the seeds. I never drink.
Right.
I'm a cider guy.
Yes, sir.
I really don't drink, but Mackenzie's down east, Reds, Angry Orchard, anything like that is anything that I'll drink. I'm not really a beer guy. But yeah, I grew up, I should say grew up. Good Lord. No, I didn't grow up drinking. Pitch is foul back 0-1.
Choice words.
I wasn't going to say
it. Properly.
There's another story of me getting drunk at 3 years old. At my aunt's wedding, that's a tale for another day. Yes, that did happen.
Oh, boy.
Curveballs in there, called strike 0-2.
Well, now I'm intrigued.
I'll get to that at another time. I still have to review my wedding first.
I'm going to hold you to that.
All right. The 0-2 counts at Connor Berry from Matt Svanson. Lifted over the head, but a line drive right to the second baseman, Sekiera, for the line out as it nearly took off the head of Svanson. Good reflexes, though. He was there in time to prevent, any sort of contact. Jackson Peterson struck out swinging on 3 pitches. His first time up. I don't drink, but, I drank.
Yeah, it's your wedding, man. You got to. I think that's one of the occasions where you got to say, all right, let's do this.
To plant the seeds further. Pitch is in there, call strike. I have 1 foot and 100 pounds on my, almost said fiance, I'm still not used to it. My wife. My wife. She is 4'11", 100 pounds soaking wet. I am easily 5'10", 5'11". I'd say about 205 pounds. I'm a pretty bigger guy. I drank over the course of the day about anywhere from, I forget the number really, 12 to 14 separate drinks.
Okay.
She drank half that, and I was way more drunk than she was. And it was very odd as the pitches fouled back. She has better tolerance for obvious
I
reasons.
kind of figured that's where you were going with that, but 12 to 14 is not a bad number for that kind of thing.
No, not at all. Ochu misses high and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Between me coughing, rather.
If we can get it together.
Yeah, if I can get it together. Pitch misses outside. Good nerves there from Peterson. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Suns haven't really got it going here as of this game. Just 1 hit on the board. Svanson's been dealing here throughout the first 3 1/3.
Really, it has been somewhat of a pitcher's duel. Of course, those runners getting into scoring position for the Rocks, but ultimately the ultimate deciding factor of a ball game, the number of runs you put up, and John Clayton's allowed none of them through 4 innings. That's not too bad.
Payoff is blooped high in the air behind second base. And the second baseman, Sekiera, will collect the second out, as it looks like I finally found my voice from having a coughing fit. This will bring up Matt Malcolm, the only hit for the Suns thus far, back in the second. A single to left on a line drive. But whiskey, I was not expecting to drink. I think that's the big one that did me in. I'm not just talking Fireball, by the way. I'm talking straight whiskey. Yeah.
Gross.
Thank you. If you drink, that's perfectly fine by me. It's just not my cup of tea. Literally. It is not my cup of tea. As the pitch comes in on a curve and gets in there. Called strike with some beautiful action from Svanson.
That was a lot of curve.
A lot of dancing from me, which is also something I don't do. But again, it's my wedding, so I was expecting it, to be honest. The 0-1 is a slow dribbler down the third base line, foul, 0-2. Here's the thing, though. After the wedding, my wife said, you know what? Why stop now when we can, keep on having fun? So we went out to a local bar where I play golf. It is Tavern at the Yay. And there was an 80s hair metal band. I'll just say 80s hair rock band because they really were mixing everything up. Really good band, by the way, known as Hairballs. The 0-2 comes way outside, 1-2. She was wearing a secondary dress with her veil still on. I was still in full tuxedo mode.
As one does.
As one does. And they saw us and were surprised to see a married couple at the show. Called us out. The 1-2 is fisted foul. And I was not expecting this at all, but thankfully, 1, someone drove us to the venue in order for us to have fun. And 2, I was not driving the entire night. 3,
hope not.
Oh, of course not. I would never even think of drinking and driving. It's the worst thing in the world to do. But 3, they brought us up on stage in front of 200 people.
Heck yeah.
The 1-2, missing low and outside, 2-2, very close.
Thought he had that one.
And number 4, they had me sing.
Yeah, they did. Woo. Yeah, they did.
80s rock band, and they had me sing Pour Some Sugar on Me. The 2-2, called strike 3 as it curves on the inside corner. A great pitch there from Svanson. I'll get into my wedding night when we come back even more because that is the subject for really the off-topicness that we have here to keep the conversation going. But in the inning, nothing doing for the Suns. Another 1-2-3 inning for the second straight inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. Through 4 full to the top of the 5th. No score between the Rocks and the Suns as you're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
In times like these, violence in our schools is a reality. So it's important to know what to do if a dangerous situation arises and also how to prevent it. Kids, never bring a weapon to school. And if you see a student with one or even hear someone talking about having a weapon, report it immediately. If something doesn't seem right or look right to you, speak up. If someone you know is showing signs of anger, or if you are feeling out of control, tell someone. If you feel threatened or bullied, tell someone. Violent acts often start out as small disagreements. Tell a parent or teacher if you see an argument taking place. It's better to let someone know about a disagreement before it gets out of hand. Let's put an end to these tragedies. Ask your school to adopt an anti-violence program. Visit ncpc.org to learn more about how to keep your school safe. That's ncpc.org. A message from the U.S. Department of Justice, National Crime Prevention Council, and the Ad Council.
We are now officially 1 full hour through the ball game, and we now head to the top of the 5th as this ball game keeps on rolling. Only 3 hits between both teams. No errors, no runs. Rocks have 2 hits. Suns have 1. It has been a pitcher's duel through the first half of the ball game.
Yes, it has.
Now we head to the second half in the top of the 5th. But continuing after last night, I was not expecting it, but I'm sure the alcohol that I was having on the rare occurrence that I did for my wedding night, it did help. I was blown away by the amount of support that I got for singing. I'm not really the singer in the family. But, again, like I said, Liquid Courage did help in that instance, of which, again, I never have. Here's Corey Weasel, the right fielder. He grounded out to second last time up. But, again, for everything last night, the support we had at the wedding venue, the support we had here, as this one's a looper and this one's a one-hopper. Glove there by Barry. Throw over to first in time on a weird hop, but he's able to make the play.
All I have to say about that, about you singing Pour Some Sugar on Me, is this is 2019. Video has to exist at this event, and I'm going to watch it, and we are going to discuss it at length, probably off the air, before one of these games. That's all I will say about that. I am super excited to see that.
Nick Shumsky with a first pitch looking as it's in there, called strike 1-1.
And if I were a betting man, I would say I bet you were better than you thought you were.
The 0-1 hits the outside corner, now 0-2. I will say this. I am not the greatest singer in the world. I think I did all right.
There you go, man.
Does the video exist? Is the question.
That's a question I'm unaware of. The 0-2, that one's lifted deep to right field. Chasing this one is Kronk. An even further chase, and he's going to make the grab in fair territory for the second out of the inning.
Nice run by Kronk to track that one down. It looked like it was going to hang up there, and it did to a point, giving him time to get under it at least.
Here's second baseman Abraham Sequiera, a double to left and a walk. He is officially 1 for 1. But no, I know pictures exist. I just have to chase them down.
Yeah, I hear you.
But video, maybe.
I feel like Jen said something about it in one of the group chats. I'm going to do some digging on this.
Big cut and miss there from Sequiera, 0-1. I will say this: I did have a ton of fun. Like I said, it was the best night of my life from beginning to end. It was absolutely amazing, and certainly a night I will never forget. The 0-1. That one bounces in.
Glad that you remember everything, too.
Here's the thing.
That's good, man.
Here's the thing. 1, I remember absolutely almost every single detail of what happened. And 2, no hangover. I did not have that, and I do not drink. And I was about maybe 15 drinks deep at the most.
It's a beautiful thing.
It's not going to make me drink more often. The 1-1 is lifted out to center field. Now left center field as it's shading. But the center fielder, Hughes, is there, and he will make the out. As the pitcher's duel continues for the second straight inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. To 4.5 to the bottom of the 5th. It is 0-0 between Pittsfield and Brockton. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
In times like these, violence in our schools is a reality, so it's important to know what to do if a dangerous situation arises, and also how to prevent it. Kids, never bring a weapon to school, and if you see a student with one, or even hear someone talking about having a weapon, report it immediately. If something doesn't seem right or look right to you, speak up. If someone you know is showing signs of anger, or if you are feeling out of control, tell someone. If you feel threatened or bullied, tell someone. Violent acts often start out as small disagreements. Tell a parent or teacher if you see an argument taking place. It's better to let someone know about a disagreement before it gets out of hand. Let's put an end to these tragedies. Ask your school to adopt an anti-violence program. Visit ncpc.org to learn more about how to keep your school safe. That's ncpc.org. A message from the U.S. Department of Justice, National Crime Prevention Council, and the Ad Council.
It is the 5, 6, 7 batters for the Suns in the bottom of the 5th. Bogus, Beckett, Valenti will step up to the dish. And it looks like we just got word from my fiance from prior past messaging from the entire Sun staff group messaging. There is a video.
I can confirm that according to my well-informed source,
my wife,
a one Mrs.
Yes.
Jen Madewell.
Thank you.
That a video, quote unquote, does exist and will be floating around within the next game or two, which is today. So I will make it my journalistic mission to track this video down.
Journalistic mission.
Review
Wow.
it in its entirety and report back at the next possible opportunity.
Bogus fouls this one off of the catcher's mitt. Goulart. Count is 0-1 in the bottom of the 5th. I wouldn't mind seeing it because I could use a laugh.
I hear you.
Like I said, I'm not a person that seeks out attention. I don't mind if and when I am wrong. Perfectly fine with it. I don't find any qualms or any negativity there. If I'm wrong, hey, guess what? I'm wrong. And 3, I love laughing, especially at myself. A check swing, he did go around.
That was
count as 0-2.
A lot of movement on the breaking pitch there by Svensson. Very nice pitch. But in all seriousness, I don't intend to make you feel embarrassed or anything.
Oh no,
The
0-2 misses well outside. Somehow grabbed there by Goulart. Here's the thing, though. When it comes to embarrassment, I really don't have one. I'm not going to say I don't have any shame because sometimes I do. But when it comes to embarrassment, I laugh. It's hilarious.
That's a great way to look at your life, and that's a great way to look at yourself.
The 1-2 was swung on and missed by Bogus for strike 3. That's the 3rd strikeout for Svanson. And now here's Taylor Beckett, who was hit by a pitch his last time out. So no official at bat thus far here for him. But no, the quote that I was given, I really stick to my guns with this. The best medicine in life is humor. It's a great way.
For sure, my friend.
If you can't laugh at what you're doing, then what are you doing? It's funny to look at yourself and say, wow, I was like that. A lot of people get cringy as the first pitch nearly gets a piece of Beckett there. And take some time to relax there as Beckett before stepping back in. Here's the 1-0. Curveballs. This one's lifted out to right. Going to grab that one is Wieslow, and he will do so on the weak line drive. We'll call that a fly out. We'll bring up now first baseman number 12, Matt Valenti, grounded into a 4-6-3 double play.
It's the first time the ball has left the infield for the Suns since Nate Cormier's fly out to left field back in the 3rd inning.
And they still haven't put a runner on base since Taylor Beckett was hit by a pitch back in the 2nd. This is a pitcher's duel in every essence of the phrase.
Absolutely.
Only 3 hits collectively between both teams. Brockton Rocks with the tiebreaker getting 2. Swung on a miss from Valenti, 0-1. But no, I would love to see that, and I would love to laugh at myself. Pitch is in there. Count is 0-2. I think I had like a grungy voice.
Nice.
To that.
Nice.
I was a little bit late to the party because, well, that's an 80s song. I was speaking in a grungy 90s, early 90s voice.
Yeah, very Nirvana.
The 0-2 is outside and 1-2. I was thinking Pearl Jam, but yes, you get the gist. That's my grunge band from the 90s.
No, that's an excellent choice.
The 1-2 with 2 gone as Svanson sets and deals. Man. Swung on a miss for strike 3. What breaking ball action from Svanson as the pitching duel continues 5 full, and that is 10 men retired straight for Svanson and the Rocks. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. We now head through 5 full to the top of the 6th. No score between the Rocks and the Suns. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
I have a passion for the environment. That's why I serve in the United States Coast Guard. We monitor commercial vessels, making sure our ports and waterways are safe and clean from oil or other hazardous material. We patrol our fisheries, protect marine wildlife and their habitats. With all we do, it's about protecting America.
Were you born ready to protect America? Learn more at GoCoastGuard.com.
Sponsored by the United States Coast Guard in cooperation with the Massachusetts Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hi, this is Paul McCartney on behalf of RAD. If you're drinking, you can't drive my car or any car. Remember, if you're partying this holiday season, don't drink and drive. Got it? It's just not worth it. Doesn't make sense. Thank you.
Yes, I'm gonna be a star.
A public service message brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
A true blue pitchers duel here at Wacona Park between the Brockton Rocks and the hometown Pittsfield Suns. Still no score here as we now head to the top of the sixth. 3 collective hits, 2 for the Rocks, 1 for the Suns. Really nothing much else. Really the offense for both teams has staggered and has really been stunted by the pitching performance by Matt Svanson, a finesse pitcher, and John Clayton, the more power pitcher. And we're seeing both spectacles from both of those gentlemen with some fantastic pitching and some good backup from their defense as well. No errors either. Here's Mitch D'Onofrio. Fly out to left and a pop out to short. This one is missing the zone, 1-0.
Definitely saw it in that last half inning. Svanson has some mighty movement on his curveball.
So the 1-0. That one drops low for a ball now 2-0. So, again, power pitching by Clayton with a fastball. The breaking action with, I would say, at least 7 inches here from Svanson. 2-0 is down the third base line. Somehow inside cradle over to third, and he threw him out. What a play there from Taylor Beckett on a very, very tough play. He should have backhanded it, went for the inside cradle to grab in foul territory, threw over to first for the out. What a play.
Man, that's not even fair.
That was excellent. Just a great play. We've seen so many great defensive plays at third base this season, whether it be Beckett, whether it be Cauley. It's just been incredible. These Suns really got the defense down.
He had to throw across his body to make that one almost a sidearm whip. Man.
This one's hit high in the air behind short into left center, and it is the left fielder, Bogus, who collects the second out of the inning rather quickly with only a 1-pitch out. And now that was Evan Slights, and now here's Gabe Gioso. Ground out to third, a fly out to center. He's 0 for 2. But a quick recap for White Knights. I'll try to be as quick as I can because we're talking about it for the past, 3-4 innings. Breakfast early. That was at Biggins Diggins. Baker's Golf Center where I aced 2 holes.
Nice.
At mini golf.
There you go.
And I shot par, by the way. 49. Pitch misses low, 1-0.
Okay.
But yeah, if you get me on the actual golf course, I'm shooting double par. I'm going to tell you that right now. Get to that after this pitch. We'll try to continue that. The 1-0 inside. After that, got ready at my parents' house. Went to the event. Got married, obviously, because, well, of course we did. Pictures across the fountain near the Dalton CRA. 2-0, a grounder headed towards second. Glove there by the second baseman, Barry. Throw over to first in time. I'll try to wrap this up next inning. I'm sorry. It's just this ball game is going way too quick and way too fast. Another 1-2-3 inning. That's 10 straight men retired for the Rocks offensively. And now we head to the bottom of the sixth after 5.5. No score between the Rocks and the Suns. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
So here's my cell phone number, my husband's cell phone number, and here's the number to the grandparents. The number of the restaurant we'll be at, it's just down the block. And I told the neighbors you were here, so if anything happens, anything at all, don't hesitate to call. And what's your cell phone number again? I don't think I put that in.
Honey.
What?
Honey, he'll be fine. Okay, let's go.
I know you're right.
The odds of a babysitter calling 911, 1 in 1,400. The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism, 1 in 150. You know the odds of autism. Now learn some of the signs. No big smiles or other joyful expressions by 6 months. No back and forth sharing of sounds or facial expressions by 9 months. And no babbling by 12 months. To learn more of the signs and more about autism, visit autismspeaks.org. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Exercise is hard.
Boys, this ball game going quick or what? It's the bottom of the sixth, and still no score. And there's only 3 hits, but just an amazing ball game. It'll be the 8-9-1 hitters here to dig in. Kronk up to bat, Cormier on deck, and Hughes in the hole. Svanson, the finesse pitcher with a curveball, curves this one as it looked like it was about to hit Kronk. Just moves inside, 1-0. So, again, try to be as quick as I can, because we've been going on practically all game about this. Breakfast at Biggins Diggins. We had a pitch outside, 2-0. Mini golf, ace 2 holes, and I won. I shot 49, which is par there, which is nice. We got ready at my parents' house, got married at the stationery factory. 2-0 is high for a ball, now 3-0. After that, we took pictures at the Dalton CRA next to the fountain between my groomsmen and her bridesmaids, the entire family, direct family. 3-0 is holding dead red. It's in there, called strike at the knees, 3-1. Then one came here to a big ovation from the Suns crowd. The Nashua Silver Knights dug out themselves, and that was real fun. Food, that one's in there, called strike. Food catered by Sweet Peas Ice Cream and Catering. Fantastic food. The brisket, you could hold a knife down. You could hold it down, peel it back with a flat end of the fork, and it was just peeling away. Wow. As this one is a chopper underneath the glove of the pitcher to the second baseman, throw over to first in time. We continue as we had brisket, stuffed chicken with spinach, the mashed potato bar that I talked about, the ice cream bar, the chocolate cake. Everything was fantastic there, by the way.
Dude, I'm so hungry right now.
Here's Nate Cormier. Here's 0 for 1 with a fly out to left. After that, we went to a tavern at the A with hairballs playing, brought us on stage. I sung Pour Some Sugar on Me. I thoroughly and utterly enjoyed my night. A bunt. This one going to the pitcher. Throw over to first. It is in time. The speed not there because the throw was well there, so the bunt does not work. So that is a 1-3. Now here's his third time through the lineup. Center fielder Dom Hughes. Like I said, I need to be quick.
I like the mentality there, though, by Cormier. Nothing's been working so far for the Suns in terms of offense. Why not try a bunt?
Sorry, they've just been absolutely shut down.
And the Tux is provided by Tux Express. Jared Burdock. It was absolutely phenomenal the way that he was able to do that, and especially just as phenomenal as that breaking ball from Svanson. That had at least a half foot of break.
Unbelievable.
Svanson with the 0-1. Also another pitch, but this one too far low. Great curve. He's asking if it was low, and yes, it was low, says home plate umpire Alan Liberdoni. But from everyone that had anything to do with the wedding, and for here as well, here's a 1-1. Hits the outside corner, 1-2. A big thank you to Michael and Cindy Lieberman. A big thank you to you guys for covering for me. It's very rare that I'll need coverage here. Actually, it's been one time in 8 years. This one's fouled off the batter. 1-2 it remains. But a big thank you to the entire Pittsfield Suns organization who really from the beginning of this entire season has been working well with me as well as my wife. Surprised us. Thanks to Steve, really, for making sure we both went down at the same time with cake letter and Dom Perleone, something like that. It's really good champagne. We haven't had it yet.
Yes, sir.
Dom Perleone, I think that's what it's called. Yes. But that's going to be saved for next June 22nd for our first year anniversary.
There you go.
2-2 just misses outside. Now 3-2, it's full. But a big hearty thank you to each and every person that had anything to do with our wedding. Best night of my life. And I couldn't have asked for it to be gone any better. 3-2 lifted out to right field. Underneath this one is Wieslow coming in a couple feet. And that will end the inning as the offense is still stagnant. There's still nothing going. There has been, I don't know how many batters in a row now. I think I've lost count. Let's see. Too many. I'll get to that next half inning. 6 innings full, but 3 collective hits between both teams. No score between Brockton and the Suns. And how fitting will this ball game be if it goes to a home run derby after this many hits? You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
So here's my cell phone number, my husband's cell phone number, and here's the number to the grandparents. The number of the restaurant we'll be at, it's just down the block. And I told the neighbors you were here, so if anything happens, anything at all, don't hesitate to call. And what's your cell phone number again? I don't think I put that in.
Honey.
What?
Honey, he'll be fine. Okay, let's go.
I know you're right.
The odds of a babysitter calling 911, 1 in 1,400. The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism, 1 in 150. You know the odds of autism. Now learn some of the signs. No big smiles or other joyful expressions by 6 months. No back and forth sharing of sounds or facial expressions by 9 months. And no babbling by 12 months. To learn more of the signs and more about autism, visit autismspeaks.org. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Still a defensive marvel of a baseball game between the Brockton Rocks and the Pittsfield Suns. It is the top of the 7th. Anthony Colarco, who's 0 for 2 on the day. Going to be hearing a lot of offers here today. Only 2 hits for Brockton, 1 for the Suns. And only about 3 or 4 walks collectively as well.
I will say this. Not only has it been a 3-hit game collectively, we haven't seen a hit since the 2nd inning.
Pitch misses low, and the county is 1-0. Here to Colarco, John Clayton. Absolutely marvelous when it comes to his pitching right now. He only has 77 pitches thrown. Pitch gets in there for a called strike, 1-1. And the only thing he's given up is 2 hits. A wild pitch. And I think only 1 walk. No, 2 walks, excuse me. 1-1. That's in there for a called strike on the changeup, 1-2.
Now, in talking about your gift there, Billy, the champagne, I will have you know, Cindy put it out on the group chat. She was like, hey, guys, who wants to chip in for Billy's and Jen's gift?
1-2 is cut on and missed for strike 3. There's a gift for me right there. But go ahead.
Everybody immediately was like, yes, I will do that. I will have you know that, first of all. Second of all, she posted a description of the wine where they talked about, like, it's, I don't know, flavor or whatever. I'm not a wine guy by any means. There was a lot of words tossed around in that description. I think athletic ended up in there at one point. I don't have even the slightest clue what any of those words could have meant.
Mark Goulart sees the first pitch on the outside corner, 0-1. He's 0 for 2.
I was very happy to trust her judgment on that one.
Same here.
Well, Dom Perleone is a really high-end champagne as well. I don't even need to look at athletic because the 0-1 is swung on and missed. Count is 0-2. The only athletic part of me is how much I work out my jaw when it comes to eating, first off.
Relatable content here on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
I'm in no means of baseball shape. The 0-2 is swung on out to right. Cronk gathers underneath this one and records the second out of the inning. But yeah, I'm glad it says athletic, so that way I can, would you call that a performance supplement then?
Hey, I can send you the description if you want. I will track it down for you if you're so inclined. Maybe you can understand it a little more than I could.
Tommy Kretzler is 1 for 2 with a triple. The only hit for really the bottom half. And how's this for Brockton? Look at the stat after this. First pitch misses low, 1-0. They have 2 hits, a double and a triple. Suns have 1 hit, a single.
So
1 more for the cycle.
Walk
Oh,
off Suns homer in the bottom of the 9th, 1-0 final. You heard it first here.
Pitch is on the lower inside corner against the lefty Kretzler. Now 1 ball, 1 strike.
And as a collective humans on the field, we will hit for the cycle.
Oh my God.
It's possible.
Here's the 1-1. That one hits the outside corner. Cold strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. No, for this entire organization, really from the top bottom when it worked really right front and center with Kristen Huss, who is now the team president, to Michael and Cindy. Ever since I've met them, they've been an absolute delight to work with.
Yes, they have.
Pitches upstairs, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 gone. to be around this group of individuals for the staff. There's no negatives. It is only positive, and that goes from the clubhouse all the way to the front office, all the way to the game day staff and the interns. Pitches swung on and missed for strike three. Another strikeout, another marvelous inning for the Suns. And now it's time for Take Me Out to the Ball Game, as it is stretch time. No score between the Rocks and the Suns. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. Now, while we have a quick minute, we're going to give you a trip around the FCBL.
Taking a look at the FCBL, the Westfield Starfires hold a 5-4 lead over the Worcester Bravehearts. The Starfires started off the game with 1 run in the first, 1 in the second, and 3 in the third with a 5-0 lead, but Worcester tallied 4 in the fourth, making it a much closer 5-4 lead for Westfield. And the Bristol Blues and Nashua Silver Knights are scheduled to start at 7. They bumped to 7:30, but doesn't look like they've started yet, so it might be an 8 o'clock start, so it'll be starting anytime now.
Pitch misses low to Connor Berry. The count is 1-0. Berry, Jackson Peterson, the DH, and Matt Malcolm are the men due up, the 2-3-4 batters here this bottom of the 7th. A check swing hits the bat, and you can see the frustration there from Berry as that one got a piece of the catcher there, Goulart, and he's coming up lame. Hopefully he's okay. Looks like it just got a piece from home plate umpire Alan Liberdoni, taking some extra time to walk the ball out to the pitcher. Hopefully he's all right there, that being Goulart. And now they're going to take a peek at him, making sure that he's all right. Now, while they're checking on him, we're also going to go to the majors, make sure that we have an accurate description of what is happening at the top professional level.
Take a look at the MLB. The Chicago White Sox hold a 2-1 lead over the Boston Red Sox. The Toronto Blue Jays are leading over the New York Yankees 2-0. That's in the bottom of the third. Philadelphia Phillies lead the New York Mets 4-2 in the top of the third. In a rain delay currently, the Kansas City Royals lead the Cleveland Indians 1-0. Later on tonight, starting in about a couple minutes, is the Atlanta Braves at the Chicago Cubs. At 9:40, the Los Angeles Dodgers take on the Arizona Diamondbacks. And the Colorado Rockies take on the San Francisco Giants. That game starts at 10 o'clock.
So it looks like he's all right. As that pitch missed, the count is 2-1. And the next pitch misses low and outside, now 3-1.
Also, a little bit more important things to report that the women's soccer team defeated Spain earlier today.
Yes,
USA defeated Spain 2-1, 2 penalty kicks for the goals for USA.
3-1 is a high fly ball down the right field line, and let's see, it is a foul ball. That would have been the first base hit since the second for the Suns. And with the women's U.S. team, they now face, I believe, France in the semifinals.
On Friday, right? That's supposed to be the matchup on Friday, and they say whoever wins that between U.S. and France is likely going to be the winner of the Women's World Cup. So it's going to be a big one on Friday. The U.S. struggled today to get by Spain. Spain put up a really good fight, but in the end, it was a 2-1 victory for the United States.
Pitch misses well outside, and that's going to be a walk for Connor Berry. And for the first time since the second inning, the Pittsfield Suns have a runner on base.
Base runner. Oh, my.
Something we haven't seen very much here tonight at all. I believe that's just the first walk given up by Svensson here.
A hit by pitch, but first traditional.
Right.
13 straight runners and batters retired, and now the walk. This will bring up Jackson Peterson 0 for 2. Leading off first is Barry. Curveball misses low and in. Count is 1-0.
Currently, the College World Series is going on. The Michigan Wolverines and the Vanderbilt Commodores are in action.
1-0 is fouled off the fencing, and right there to Dan Baruch with a Dan Baruch foul special, able to barehand that one off the fence.
The Wolverines have a 4-2 lead over the Commodores in Game 1 of the College World Series Championship Final.
That's, I believe, a series of best of three.
Best of three.
Similar to the championship series and semifinals here. As this one's a high chopper off the plate. Almost goes behind the first baseman to step on first. Unassisted there from Calarco. That'll advance the runner.
And that bounce ended up working in the Suns' favor. It gave Connor Berry a chance to get to second base on that play without there being a play at second. So now it puts a runner in scoring position for the Suns with one down and one of their best hitters at the plate in Matt Malcolm.
And right now, he is the man that you want at the plate. And for the first time, really, again, since the second, they have a runner in scoring position. Matt Malcolm has the sole hit in the ballgame for the Suns. Matt Svanson takes a peek at second. And the first pitch runs a bit tight and high.
I will say this little tidbit I found. The Cardinals, St. Louis Cardinals closer Jordan Hicks has a torn UCL, ulnar collateral ligament, which is in the elbow. Of course, that letter combination evoking an ACL or a PCL, which is in the knee.
The 1-0 misses and 2-0, and you're speaking Tommy John language over there.
Yes, sir.
So he'll be likely out for this season and next.
And this coming from a guy who can reach 105 miles an hour with his fastball.
Yikes.
That's a devastating injury for the Cardinals, who are only 2 games back in their division.
Here's a 2-0, and that got a piece of him. He's going to head over to first. I know you guys didn't see it. You were looking down. But Matt Malcolm, you are absolutely hilarious.
He is the man.
Did you see what happened?
I did not see what happened, but I can confirm he is the man. Tell us.
Here's
please.
a meeting on the mound real quick. This might be pitching change. Matt Malcolm took about 5 steps down the line. I'm going to wait for it.
Okay, I'm good.
And he juke stepped, bluffing that he was going to charge the mound.
Oh, how did I miss that? What
back
time is it? 8:08 p.m. I got to go back and watch the stream. Hold on.
You gotta go check that.
That's
good.
amazing.
I just watched.
Was it good?
It was good.
All right.
It was hilarious.
Well, I have a mission now when I get home.
Well done.
On the more serious side, 2 runners on now for the Suns with only 1 down. This is the first sort of blip we've really seen for Svanson. This might be a little bit of a fatigue factor. It's getting late in the game. He's been out there for a while for a number of pitches.
Jeff Bogus with a chance to continue his hot streak.
First pitch. That one just missed the zone. The count is 1-0.
Bogus last played in the game on Saturday. It was 1 for 4. Did have a strikeout.
The 1-0 is cut on a late swing and miss, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike with runners on first and second, 1 out. And this is the first threat that the Suns have really given out, except for the second inning. Actually, those are the only 2 innings where there's been base runners. Both innings had runners on first and second. The 1-1 is fouled off third base side and out of play.
Having now seen it, can confirm, Matt Malcolm, you are the man. That was great.
Bogus has a 1-2 count. Svanson with a 1-2. Missing outside, 2-2. Svanson has been dominant.
There is action going down in both bullpens, both for the Rocks and for the Suns.
Svanson's final inning will be this inning. He's got 89 pitches. This next pitch will force him, as this one is fouled off right over to Gedman, but he will watch that one go over his head. Now at 90 pitches, Svanson will not be eligible to continue into next inning. By pitching rules of the FCBL, you can enter a inning. If you pitched 90 or more pitches, you cannot face another batter if you pitched 100 or more pitches. 2-2. That one, not sure where it missed. We'll say high. It looked good.
Svanson wanted that one. Gave the umpire a quick look.
3 balls, 2 strikes, a man gone. Runners on first and second. The runners go as this one's lifted out to left. And let's see, it is caught in foul territory. The throw over to second is not in time. No one covering first. So that'll be a foul fly out to Kretzler. And now this will bring up Taylor Beckett.
This is going to be Svanson's inning, it looks like. He does have a couple more pitches to continue.
I think it's too dicey to play. If I'm Mr. Terrio, manager for Andy Terrio, that is, the manager for the Brockton Rocks, there's another base runner. I'm pulling. A check swing does make contact, and frustration is shown there by Beckett. Did not want to make contact with that. So the count is 0-1. If you're Svanson, you have a fresh arm out in the bullpen. If you give up another runner, again, like I said, if I was playing manager, and there's a walk, the runners go. The pitch is inside. The throw over to second is high and not in time.
That's a great play by Sekiera over there at second base.
Yes, sir.
Making that stab.
Saved a run.
Easily saved a run.
But a surprise action with a double steal with 2 outs. The Suns here are showing desperation. And the bottom of the 7th, they know for a fact, with only 1 hit on the board for them this entire ball game, they need to work unorthodox.
This is going to be their best chance. And if this game continues along this trend, it is going to be their best chance.
Pickoff throw over to second. Diving in is the man on second, Matt Malcolm. But no throw. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 gone. Runners in second and third for the Suns. The first real chance of threatening since the second. The 1-1. Misses low on the outside corner on the curveball. Svanson's curveball has been an absolute beauty, but here it broke too much, which is a rare detriment to have.
For Taylor Beckett, he's coming into the game 1 for 14. Does have 3 RBIs, though.
Big cut and miss there for Beckett. And now this is a very, very dangerous pitch here for Svanson. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 gone. 2 men in scoring position. As Svanson settles in. Now we'll set from the stretch. The 2-2. Swung on inside out. Swing to the shortstop and will collect the humpback line drive to end the threat and keep this ball game with no runs on the board. So with the inning ending, line out to short. No runs, no hits, no errors, 2 men left. And that will end the night for John Clayton as well. We head to the top of the 8th. Still no score between both teams. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
I have a passion for the environment. That's why I serve in the United States Coast Guard. We monitor commercial vessels, making sure our ports and waterways are safe and clean from oil or other hazardous material. We patrol our fisheries, protect marine wildlife and their habitats. With all we do, it's about protecting America.
Were you born ready to protect America? Learn more at gocoastguard.com.
Sponsored by the United States Coast Guard in cooperation with the Massachusetts Broadcasters Association and this station.
You suffer from the heartbreak of brain rot, feeling bored, sluggish, listless, not had a new idea in days, using electronic gizmos without a clue why they work. Now there's help. Ham Radio, guaranteed to stimulate your corroding neurons and open a whole new world of excitement. To learn more about Ham Radio, go to hellradio.org.
Side effects of ham radio usage include mental stimulation, desire for education, new career paths, understanding of technology, and cases of addiction have been reported. If you experience any of these symptoms, you're welcome.
Ham Radio. It's not your granddaddy's radio anymore.
Getting your child home safely
Tap your views together 3 times.
is just a click away.
There's no place like home.
But making sure your child is in the right seat is just one of the steps down the road to safer travels.
I don't know how it works.
Find the right seat for your little one's age and size. There's no better way to get home safely. Know for sure that your child is in the right seat.
How can I ever thank you enough?
Get all the facts at safercar.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
New pitcher in the ball game for the Pittsfield Suns, and an absolute marvel of a baseball game. Certainly in contention of pitcher of the night is John Clayton, but he's going to be replaced by Joshua Jesuit, the right-handed hurler, number 33. As we take a peek at Jesuit on the season, this is his 5th appearance, but in 4 appearances, he has a 1-0 record. 4 1/3 innings pitched, 3 hits, no runs, none of them earned. No walks, 4 strikeouts, and has an even 0.00 ERA. And with a pitching duel such as today and how that has been gone, we're expecting more or less of the same here. But the Rocks, if you're the Brockton Rocks, you're thinking, finally, we don't have to deal with Josh Clayton. But the problem, the John Clayton. But the big issue now is you're facing probably an even more dangerous pitcher, someone who hasn't even given up a run, let alone only 3 hits.
Exactly. No, this is out of the frying pan, if you will, for Brockton. If there's anybody you want to come in and protect your lead, this is one of the names that's right up there on the list, Josh Jesuit.
Right fielder Corey Wieslow, ground out to second twice. Go figure. It'll be Nick Shumsky, who's 0 for 2. And then Abraham Sekiera, who is 1 for 2 with a walk and a double. Those are the men due up this inning. Jesuit, with his first pitch, is cut on and missed for strike 1.
It's been a long time since we personally have seen Jesuit, but the last time he was out there was on June 18th, just went 1 inning, gave up 1 hit, had 2 strikeouts as well.
The 0-1. That one misses low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Going to take a peek at John Clayton's line tonight as well. He's going to get a quality start. No decision. And a fantastic performance. High cut and miss. It's now 1-2. Clayton 7 full. 25 batters faced, no runs. 2 hits. Those 2 hits were a double and a triple. Gave up 2 walks, a wild pitch. Struck out 5, and he threw 88 pitches, 55 for strikes. No decision. Quality start. Pitcher of the night caliber. Pitch misses low and outside. The count now is 2-2. The only person I think that's going to be in contention with him, well, was the other starter who is going to be out of the ballgame next inning, Matt Svanson. And we'll get to his stats next half inning as well. Long hold here for Jesuit as time is called. This would be the rare instance where you would give co-pitchers of the night, and an even more rare instance that they're both in the same game.
Yeah, really.
Here's a 2-2. Swung on, fouled over our heads. Bounces off the concourse out of the ballpark. Go again to 2-2. Shaking off the sign is Jesuit. Again, now nods. The slow wind and the 2-2 misses high. Looks like it slipped out of the grip there of Jesuit. Count is full 3-2. And here comes the payoff. Swung on, a line drive over to center, charging in as a center fielder. And with a Mario jump, he will collect the out.
Uncanny.
I'm sorry. The only thing I thought there was Yahoo! That's really all that I just saw
good,
there.
dude.
That was accurate.
Oh, thank you. I was just trying to mock that. I wasn't really.
No, that was pretty good, man. Not gonna lie.
All right. Well, thank you. I wasn't expecting that.
Coming from someone who has not played a great deal of Mario games, not a big fan myself, but I am familiar with the voice.
Nick Shumsky 0 for 2, a strikeout and a fly out to right in the third and fifth innings. He's 0 for 2. As that one is in there, called strike. Count 0-1 here for Joshua Jesuit. Here's the wind and the deal. The 0-1 misses upstairs. Looks like it slipped out of the grip there. Again there for Jesuit, just not finding the real grip of it. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 gone. Pitching in relief of John Clayton. 7 full with a quality start. No runs, 2 hits, a double and triple. Pitch. And, that one got a piece of the jersey there, and that'll be a hit by pitch. And it looks like they got their signs crossed up, that being Jesuit and Malcolm. So a hit by pitch. I'll now bring up Abraham Sequiera. 1 for 2 with a walk and a double. He's going to bat from the left-hand side, and be interesting if they try a little something unorthodox, something that they haven't done all game. First pitch, swung on, foul back, way back, and out of the ballpark. Count is 0-1. I think every other baseball game in the FCBL has a rare occurrence known as a run. The 0-1 way out in front as a swing and miss from a bat that was thought to be 64 inches rather than 34 inches because that pitch was way out of the zone, and now it's 0-2.
Sequiera's going to want that one back. That was a half-hearted wave, and it's going to put him down in the count here, 0-2.
Jesuit checks on first. Big lead there for Shumsky. The pitch way high, and that one is going to go to the backstop on a wild pitch. Advance into second is Shumsky.
The first time since the third inning that the Brockton Rocks have a man in scoring position.
Count is 1-2. And right now they are 0 for 6 when it comes to runners in scoring position. 1-2. Curve and misses. Just didn't have the break on it. 2-2.
That wild pitch is kind of a sneaky detriment to the Suns. It takes away a potential inning-ending double play here for Jesuit. That is to say nothing of now having a runner in scoring position.
Here's the 2-2. Low, and now the count is full, 3-2. A lot of pitches thrown early here by Jesuit. Seven aways low, 3 to Shumsky. And here comes the 6th to Sequiera. Here's a payoff. Swung on a slow roller. That'll advance the runner. Barehanded throw over to first in time. And now it's 0 for 7, but the runner advances.
Boy, is there anybody else you want up in this scenario?
Mitch Naprio, he really lit off the FCBL this season early. One of the top guys in average, and I think he still is up there.
328, yeah. In 67 at-bats.
He's been the guy this season. He gets the opportunity.
6th in the league right now in batting average. North Shore's Matt Greger batting .411, however. First pitch hits the outside corner. Somehow does. It looked off to me, but the count is 0-1.
With you there, my friend, but I'll take it.
The windup from Jesuit and the 0-1. Hits the outside corner, called strike 2. That one did move a little bit further in and a little bit higher as well. That one did look good.
Consistency from the umpires is what it's been all evening long. That's been a strike for every batter.
Jesuit with a nod. The 0-2. Oh, just missing. The entire crowd saying, ooh. They thought that was strike 3 to end the inning, but it is just below the meniscus line on the knees of D'Onofrio. Shake of a sign. Now setting on the wind. 1-2. That one a little dicey as that runs high. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 gone. For the 4th time in this ball game, there's a runner on third.
Big pitch coming up here. If you're a Jesuit, I think you'd want to get this one right here instead of going to a 3-ball count, risking the walk. Go right after it.
Here's a 2-2, misses. And now it's 3-2. A walk doesn't kill him here. Does set up a force out over at first and second. But again, you just want to get out of the inning at this point. It's a little too stressful here for the Suns. And the 2-out runner on third, Jim, as Jesuit with a payoff. A check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did, says bases umpire Khalid Rodriguez. And to be honest, I think D'Onofrio knew it immediately as well. So that'll be a swinging strikeout. They get out of the inning. And that now we are through 7.5, going to the bottom of the 8th with a new pitch in the ballgame for the Brockton Rocks this time. So in the inning, very, very close. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 man left. We now head to the bottom of the 8th. Still no score between the Rocks and the Suns in the pitching duel between these two teams. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
The following commercial is sponsored by feedthepig.org, an organization devoted to helping you save money. We will not entice you with messages like
lowest prices in town, dealer approved, certified pre-owned.
Nor will we brag about our
Huge selection, enormous variety.
We will offer no contingencies like
See store for details. Legal exclusions apply.
because we simply want to help you spend smarter and save better. Log on to feedthepig.org. Find the benefits of saving for every stage of life. Brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
Type 2 diabetes is a serious chronic health threat in America. It affects tens of millions of people. Many people who have the disease don't know it. Diabetes can cause health problems such as heart disease, strokes, amputations, and blindness. Talk to your doctor, get screened if you're at risk, and learn how to avoid becoming one of the millions of new cases of diabetes each year. You can help prevent type 2 diabetes. A message from CDC and HHS.
Now for the visiting Brockton Rocks, they are going to get rid of their starter due to a ruling of pitching. And now they're going to leave it instead of number 28. They're going to down it by 1 and go to number 27, Owen Langen. A masterful performance by Matt Svanson to the tune of John Clayton's starting performance. And this absolute definition of a pitching duel between those two men. And you can only have respect for those two gentlemen battling it out. As for Owen Langen on the season, as you look at his stats, 7 appearances. Currently has an 0-1 record with 3 saves, 7 in the 3rd innings pitched, 5 hits, 4 runs, all of them earned, 5 walks to 7 strikeouts. There's a foul ball. Has a 4.90 ERA as it's fouled off the bat of Matt Valenti. And it looks like Goulart is going to go back out and talk with his pitcher for what seems to be obvious reasoning. They just want to get the pitches down and the communication set. Good day for baseball here today on Ray's birthday bash. A lot of people enjoying that ball game here, as well as a celebration for Ray, the mascot for the Pittsfield Suns. Breaking ball over the plate, but misses high. 1 ball, 1 strike. To Matt Valenti, who's 0 for 2 with a double play and a strikeout in the 2nd and 5th innings. Langen with the 1-1, cut on and missed. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Looks like a right-handed hurler in the pen for the Suns. Langan with the 1-2, foul back. We'll go again at 1 ball and 2 strikes.
For as exciting as it must have been for these Brockton Rocks batters now have to face John Clayton again in this game. Equally exciting for the Suns seeing Matt Svensson,
They rule it called strike 3 on the lower inside corner, and Valenti has some words for the home plate umpire. Some words. Thankfully, nothing more than that. So that's called strike 3 here for Kyle Cronk, who grounded out to the pitcher and grounded out to the second baseman.
It's Henry Leak that is warming up currently in the Pittsfield Suns bullpen. Just have a save on the season, so just in case the Suns get on the board here, it would be likely we see Henry come on out for the 9th.
So wind up and the pitch. That one misses outside. 1 ball, no strikes here to Kyle Cronk. The 1-0, big cut and miss there. Cronk tried to take the lead there, but instead makes it even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the next pitch. Another late swing this time there from Cronk, but a lot of power behind it, just no contact. Makes it now 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Cronk without a home run thus far for the Suns. 3 RBIs. Does have a triple, however.
Here's the 1-2. That one fouled off the nub of the bat. And the count is now 1-2. Oh, that's one thing I forgot to mention to both you gentlemen. Larry Moore, who is one of the main persons that runs Baseball of the Berkshires, Historical Museum, formerly out of the Berkshire Mall, now at the Stationery Factory, gifted us a brand new bone-rubbed, I believe it's a cherry maple wooden bat, called strike 3 to Cronk, and here comes Nate Cormier. But he gifted us that bat.
Nice.
And me, being of the Pittsfield Suns, instead of having a guest book, we had a canvas because it was Beauty and the Beast thing, but including my side of the wedding, that bat is now encased in a casing with gold signees and signatures of our wedding guests.
That's amazing.
Wow. Awesome.
I'll have to take a picture to it. This one's a chopper headed towards short. Glove there by Shumsky. Throw over to first in time, and that will end the inning. 6-3 put out ends the inning. We head through 8 full to the top of the 9th, and we're still looking for a thing called a run. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left, no score between Brockton and Pittsfield. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Check it out, it's the Terminator. Hey, when'd you get back, huh?
Did you have to shoot anyone? Why are you so distant? Are you not happy to see me?
So what's the deal? You gonna get a job now or what?
Why are you being so jumpy? Put all that stuff behind you, okay?
No one knows what it's like to come back from Iraq or Afghanistan unless they were there. Join other veterans at communityofveterans.org because we know where you're coming from. Brought to you by Iraq and Afghanistan Veterans of America and the Ad Council.
Hi, we're talking to real smokers about quitting. Tell me when you smoke and why you smoke.
Eat, cigarette, kids, cigarette, dinner, another cigarette.
One on my way to lunch, one after lunch.
And another cigarette, and another cigarette.
Have you tried to quit?
Yes. I become angry.
It ain't that easy. You can't just quit cold turkey. I tried.
What would you do different?
Actually having a plan and thinking it through.
You have to relearn how to live your life without a cigarette in your hand.
With the right plan, you can quit smoking. Free at becomeanx.org. X, a new way to think about quitting. Brought to you by X and the Ad Council.
Did you know the third leading cause of fire deaths for older adults is cooking? Hi, I'm Rob Neal from the United States Fire Administration with important fire safety tips for seniors. Never leave cooking unattended because a serious fire can start in seconds. Don't wear loose clothing while cooking. Keep towels and pot holders away from the range. Double check the kitchen before you go to bed or leave your home. This message is brought to you by the United States Fire Administration, your local fire department, and this radio station.
New pitcher in the ballgame for the Pittsfield Suns. It is going to be right-handed hurling reliever, number 35, Henry Leak. For Joshua Jesuit, really not too much for him. He faced 4 batters in 1 full inning of work. The only thing he did was hit a batter and threw a wild pitch. That's it. No runs, no hits, no nothing. This will now bring up Henry Leak, however. For Leak on a Babson. This past season, 36 strikeouts in 27 and 2/3 innings. Actually, in his full career at Babson, that's 11.71 K per 9. He, as well as a touted draft prospect as well. First pitch swinging and missing is Evan Slight, who is 0 for 2 with a walk.
And a good turn to league here in the 9th inning of a close game. Of course, no score yet. He's one of 4 men on the Pittsfield Suns roster.
That one swung on and missed for strike 2.
Who have not allowed an earned run yet this season. Now, given Jesuits' full inning pitch tonight, he is currently the lowest on the totem pole, so to speak, with only 5 innings pitched up to this point.
The 0-2 is swung on, fouled off. The count is 0-2 for his full statistics this season. 4 appearances, 5 innings pitched. He's 2-0 with a save. 5 innings pitched, 3 hits, including a double. No runs, no walks, 9 strikeouts, a 0.00 ERA. He has not given up a single walk this season.
Yeah, I think he's been pretty good.
The 0-2, who just misses outside, just misses zone. But I will say this. Good location pitch and a good throwaway pitch on the 0-2.
No, absolutely. That's a borderline call there that you know maybe you'll get it to go your way, or maybe you'll get the batter to chase. Otherwise, a good pitch.
The 1-2 runs inside, just missing there as well. Now it's from 0-2 to 2-2 evened up, and now there's a lefty and a righty warming up for the Rocks and Suns respectively in the left field bullpen.
The righty for the Suns is Andrew Karch.
2-2 is eaten up by the third baseman, a sliding grab, and they're going to hold it to a single. Diving and sliding there was Beckett, and he takes an awkward hop off his glove, and that is the first base hit of the ball game since the 2nd inning for the Brockton Rocks.
Well, it's been a while, and they finally get one here in the top of the 9th. And no better time to do it than with nobody out.
Gabe Gioso 0 for 3 on the day. Pickoff throw over to first just to keep an eye on Slight with a sleight of foot. I've been really looking for that phrase all day. Leak with the first pitch. Big cut and miss there from Gioso. 0-1. Good lead there for Slight over on first. Setting is Leak. Pitch swung on down the right field line, and this one is a foul. No, fair ball. They roll in a fair ball. They're going to wave the runner in. The throw home. Let's see. It is not in time. Gedman coming out immediately after this one runs foul, but it's ruled a fair ball. And that is an RBI double. It is ruled. And that brings the first run of the ball game.
I'm going to be honest, that ball was 100% fair. That was a fair ball. Hit right on that white line, down the right field line. Definitely was a fair ball. It's the right call by the umpire. As much as it is shocking to see a run on the board now, it was the right call.
You had a better angle than me. If you say it's fair, then
I'm telling you, that ball was definitely fair.
Very, very close play nonetheless. On the line drive, RBI double by Gabe Gioso. Brings the first run of the ball game. Scoring from first is Slight. An RBI for Gioso finally breaks this tie at 1-0. The 0-1. Rather, first pitch. That one misses, now 1-0. Took to the 9th inning for a run to come across to the board. The 1-0 is swung on, fouled off, and the count now 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's a 1-1 from Leak, a swing. And was it swung on and missed? Let's see. No throw over to second. They're going to say it was a swing and miss with no contact, no advancement, even though it was a caught out in no man's land. Was Gioso decided to retreat would be better. So a run comes in as it hits the right field line. Double for Gioso. Run comes in finally here in the top of the ninth. It's a 1-2 count. Nobody out. Runner on second. Calarco has a 1-2 count, but he will call time first. League taking a bit of time. The 1-2 right back to the pitcher. A throw over to third that got him down to a run down here. And let's see, the tag is finally applied. A throw over to first, trying for the double play. Was there interference, however? A throw to second. Let's see the tag, not in time. Are they going to appeal for the interference over at first? Time is called. So that'll go down as a fielder's choice. That'll go down 1-5-6. And then because of the interference, an error on the shortstop, I suppose. No interference ruled. Pitch is high for a ball here. 1-0 here to Mark Goulart. Leak check on second, twice, thrice. Now the 1-0. Misses a lower outside corner. 2-0.
It's a good rundown by Nate Cormier. He's able to get the runner, the lead runner, that is Gioso. But then he threw over to first, and I kind of cringed because I wasn't sure if he was going to make an accurate throw because he was kind of off balance and it just got by Valenti, unfortunately.
Off the edge of the mitt on a pass ball, advancing the runner over to third now. It is 3-0 as this inning is getting away here from the Suns.
It's weird. Henry Leak has just been so dominant on the hill. Just having one of those games where just nothing's going right for him.
Now the infield's going to come in here with only one out. It's a 3-0 count to Goulart, who's 0 for 3. 3-0. Swinging past the shortstop, and that one's going to go into left field. That's an RBI single there by Mark Goulart. It is now 2-0 Brockton. And as the saying goes, the offense is better late than never.
Yes, sir.
Scoring the unearned run is Calarco. As this will now bring up Tommy Kruntzler with a triple to begin the contest and the second for him. But a fly out and a strikeout passed. It's 1 for 3. Pitch misses high. 1 ball, no strikes. Leak is going to set, and from the stretch, fires and hits the lower outside frame. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 gone. The 1-1 misses, low and in. Leak shakes his head, nods, peeks first, now sats. 2-1. That one drops low now, 3-1.
Does it look like any action going on in the Suns bullpen? Maybe a couple of guys just starting to get up, get a little loose here. Start to see some throwing now. Andrew Karch once again.
3-1 is high drive to right. Going back is Kronk, even further back. And he is going to make the grab over his shoulder and over his head. Somehow, some way, able to make the out in right.
That's a huge out for the Suns if they're going to have any shot at coming back here. That one off the bat looked like it might have had a chance to get out of here. Kronk didn't quite look like he had a beat on it, but he manages to reach up and stab it. I guess he'll take it any way he can get it.
So here's Corey Wieslow. He's 0 for 3. That one is in there, called strike 0-1. Leake has an 0-1 count, 2 men gone, and the pitch. High chopper, but it's foul. And, that one's bobbled there by Andy Terrio. Nice grab there from Alex, the bat boy. Leake from the set. The 0-2 swung on a miss for strike 3. Tag is applied. That will end the inning, but the Suns have an uphill battle here. 2 runs finally come in after 3 hits, 1 error, and 1 man left. We now head to the bottom of the 9th. The Suns are down 2-0 to the visiting Brockton Rocks. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Do you suffer from the heartbreak of brain rot, feeling bored, sluggish, listless, not had a new idea in days? Using electronic gizmos without a clue why they work? Now there's help. Ham radio, guaranteed to stimulate your corroding neurons and open a whole new world of excitement. To learn more about ham radio, go to helloradio.org.
Side effects of ham radio usage include mental stimulation, desire for education, new career paths, understanding of technology, and cases of addiction have been reported. If you experience any of these symptoms, you're welcome.
Ham radio. It's not your granddaddy's radio anymore.
They're your friends. They're your neighbors. They're even famous entertainers. They're teachers.
Okay, class, settle down. Open your book.
They're scientists and astronauts. They're hams. They're 650,000 strong, and they're just like you. Earning your amateur radio license is easy. Just contact the American Radio Relay League at 1-800-326-3942.
Hi, this is Paul McCartney on behalf of RAD. If you're drinking, you can't drive my car or any car. Remember, if you're partying this holiday season, don't drink and drive. Got it? It's just not worth it. Doesn't make sense. Thank you.
Yes, I'm gonna be a star. A public service message brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
To try to close it out in the bottom of the 9th for the visiting Brockton Rocks, now that they hold a 2-0 lead, they will go to lefty number 38, Jack Rose. And for the Pittsfield Suns, this is probably the best pitcher that you can go at, even if you do have some lefties in the lineup, because for Jack Rose and his 2 appearances, they have not been good. No decisions for Jack Rose, but in 2 appearances, 6 1/3 innings, he's given up 8 hits, 9 runs, with all of them earned, 6 walks to 5 strikeouts. Right now, in those 2 games, it is only 2 games, but an unsightly 12.78 ERA. Right now, I don't think there'd be anyone better for the Suns to go at if you're Matt Gedman. And this will be Dom Hughes, who's 0 for 3. Suns crowd getting behind Dom Hughes. Suns fans know all about the Hughes brothers. Thomas, Hal, Dom.
Are there any more?
Why don't you ask Pete, the father?
Well, if you are the Pittsfield Suns and you want a chance at coming back in this ball game, 2 runs, obviously you need 3 would be better. But you got the right part of the order coming up. Barry, Peterson, Malcolm, your 2, 3, 4 guys. You're obviously not guaranteed to see all 3 of them, but if the Suns are going to prevail here, you're going to have to.
First pitch. That's in there, called strike 0-1.
And they have been 3 of the team's best hitters so far this season.
The 0-1. A check swing. Where did that hit? Did he go? They say he did go. I'm not sure where that ball ended up hitting, but nonetheless, it's still a swing and miss. It is ruled. So Dom Hughes has an 0-2 count. And the pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 3.
Well, for the 12.34 ERA that Jack Rose possessed at the University of Hartford this spring, he looked pretty good on that at bat to Dom Hughes.
Connor Berry with a walk and a stolen base last time up on the double steal with 2 outs, no less. He's 0 for 2 with a walk officially and a stolen bag. The lefty Jack Rose with the first pitch, and it hits in the dirt, 1-0. The 1-0, that one same spot, low and in, kicking up dirt, 2-0. The windup from Rose and the 2-0. That one hits at the knees, 2-1 is the count, as Barry was looking all the way until he saw a strike. Two-one. Swung on, and this one's driven into left for a base hit. The first base hit of the ball game since the second inning, and the first base hit of the ball game for Connor Berry himself. And that's how you start off the offense in the bottom of the ninth.
He was batting a monster 9 for 20 coming into this game. It was only a matter of time, it seems, before he gets on base, and that's exactly what the Suns need right here. A runner on, tying run comes to the plate in the form of the home run king, Jackson Peterson.
He's 0 for 3. The on-deck man, Matt Malcolm, has the only other hit in the ball game. But the tying run is at home plate right now, that being Jackson Peterson. The lefty Rose with a pitch. Kicks up dirt. Almost got away there from Goulart. Count is 1-0. Pickoff motion back to first. And back in safely there is Barry. More of a, hey, I still see you over there kind of throw. Not really, I'm going to get you out on the pickoff attempt. Just more of an awareness throw, if you will. It's 1-0. Runner on first, 1 out. Bottom of the ninth, Suns down 2-0 against the Brockton Rocks. And the pitch runs in on the breaking ball. Did not break enough. It is now 2-0.
Well, following the strikeout to Dom Hughes, Rose has had a little trouble locating his pitches here. It would behoove Peterson to try and wait on one, or so it would seem.
That one called strike on the lower outside corner. Was waiting for a strike and now saw it.
There is more action going on in the Brockton Rocks bullpen. George Goldstein is warming up. Just in case this one gets dicey for Brockton. I don't think they would really want to lose this one.
Rose has his sign, but time is called. Pitch misses low. Now it's 3-1.
This pitch has got to be picture perfect if you're Jackson Peterson. Get One you can drive maybe into a gap. Send Connor Berry around the bases.
Berry leaning towards second to get in the head of the pitcher as this one swung on and fouled back, and now the count is full, 3-2. Berry is 1 for 1 in stolen base attempts. Be very interesting to see if they try it here. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, runner on first. Suns down 2-0. Suns crowd getting behind Jack Rose, the pitcher, getting set. Payoff. Swung on, foul back. We'll go again to the payoff.
Oh, wow. That was close to a fan out there.
Oh, boy. We've seen a few of those this year, especially concerning our friends along the third base line, or first base line.
Once again, the payoff. Swung on, driven deep to right field. Going back is a right fielder, way slow. And this one's over his head. The Pittsfield Suns tie up the ball game. A big homer by the home run king proclaimed by Steve. It is Jackson Peterson. A big 2-run shot, a big blown save by Jack Rose. Somehow, some way, the Pittsfield Suns tie this ball game up. Listen to this crowd.
Well, Jackson Peterson got the pitch right in his wheelhouse, and he didn't make any mistake about it. He went right after it.
Big home run by Jackson Peterson. And now for Peterson, his 4th homer of the year, 16 RBI now. A blown save there by Jack Rose. And this ball game is once again a ball game. It's 2-2. And now here comes Matt Malcolm, who has a rare hit in this ball game. But this crowd is all sorts of hyped.
I will say this. The right fielder, Winslow, kind of had me there for a second. It looked like he was going to track it down. Had me for just a second.
First pitch swinging, trying to have the same effect. Does not. Swing and miss. 0-1.
A few weeks ago, the lovely Cindy Lieberman asked me what I would like for my birthday.
Pitch is low, which is tomorrow, I believe.
That is correct.
All right.
I would like a Suns walk-off win. That's what I would like for my birthday fairy.
Well, they can't do it on the road for tomorrow, so this will have to do. The 1-1 drops low. It's 2-1, 1 gone, 2 runs in. A big power shot by Jackson Peterson. Two 2-1. Big cut and miss there by Malcolm. Now it's 2-2. He is going to get up some dirt on his hands. Again, the old-fashioned barehanded method. No sorts of batting gloves needed here. Rose taking a long time, will wind, and will deal. 2-2. Drops low, and now it's full at 3-2 as Matt Malcolm represents the game-winning run.
Good take by Malcolm there. That pitch was in the dirt. Tempting, of course, to take a hack at it. If you're the Suns, you want to get this one over with, but again, a good take by Malcolm.
Payoff. This one a high fly ball into right, charging as a right fielder, and he will dive in the slide and make the grab. Wow. Winslow, not knowing what to do, tumbles with it and collects the out. What a play.
Tip my cap to that one. Phenomenal play, Winslow. Very well done. And maybe if you're the Rocks, sort of an attempt to take that momentum back, it's all in favor of the Suns right now, but a nice play by Winslow.
Jeff Bogus now represents the game-winning run here in the 9th. Big swing and miss. The curve from the lefty fooled him there. The count is 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Inside, just misses. Look good on the inside part of the plate, so we'll say low, I guess. A 1-1. High fly ball. This one going out to left. Kretzler going to try to get underneath it and will do so in foul territory. And that will bring this ball game, instead of to an end, 2 extras on the foul fly out to left. But the Pittsfield Suns get what they wanted, which was 2 runs thanks to the home run of Jackson Peterson. In a tie ball game, we head to the 10th inning, the extra inning. And there will be a new pitch in the ballgame for the Pittsfield Suns. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
At the American Lung Association, we're fighting for a day when we can all breathe easier. We're fighting for clear skies over every city and healthy lungs throughout the country. We're fighting to free millions of Americans from the addictive grip of tobacco and the devastating effects of lung disease. The American Lung Association isn't just fighting for air, we're fighting for all the things that make it worth breathing, and we can use your help. See what you can do at fightingforair.org.
Give yourself the gift of a comfortable retirement by setting some cash aside for yourself. Saving a little of your monthly income can be as affordable as the average holiday gift. If retirement is near, you'll want to start saving right away. If you're younger, begin saving now, and compound interest will help your retirement funds snowball. A great way to figure out how much you'll need to save for retirement is to learn how much you'll get from Social Security. Do that in minutes at www.socialsecurity.gov/estimator.
Exercise is hard. So is maintaining a healthy diet. Of course, neither is half as hard as dying. Sadly, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and stroke kill nearly 1 million people a year. Even sadder, most of these deaths are preventable with a few lifestyle changes, including regular activity, healthier eating, and not smoking. Talk to your doctor about your risk for type 2 diabetes and heart disease. And if your doctor recommends lifestyle changes or medication, listen. The reason so many die is because not enough are willing to change. You can stop it, starting right now. It's your life. Listen to your doctor. Eat better. Get moving. Visit checkupamerica.org or call 1-800-DIABETES. A message from the American Diabetes Association.
We head to the extra inning as the Pittsfield Suns tap the ballgame with a big 2-run home run by Jackson Peterson. And now it is a brand new ball game. And now for the Pittsfield Suns, they're going to send out reliever number 44, Andrew Karch, to face off against the 9-1-2 batters in the ball game for the visiting Brockton Rocks, as this ball game is all knotted up at 2 apiece. We look at Karch on the season. At least attempting to look at Karch. Here we are. Only 2 appearances, 3 1/3 innings pitched. No record. 5 hits, 5 runs, all of them earned. 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. Has a 13.50 ERA, but again, only in very, very limited time. And that will end the line there for Henry Leak, who will no longer be on the hook for the loss. He's going to be set with a no decision. Here's the first pitch. That one runs high for a ball. The count is 1-0. A 1-0. That one slept foul behind us, and that one's well foul onto the concourse, and that one's going to bounce and hopefully not hit that truck there.
It did.
Oh, boy. The good news is I don't have to pay the insurance for that. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count, fouling the foul ball by Shumsky. Shumsky. Yes, Shumsky.
Yep.
Shumsky, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Still going to always fool me there. 2-1 as the pitch misses low. Shumsky was hit by a pitch last time up. And the 2-1 is swung on and fouled. Whew, yikes. Back to us. And there's a safety netting there for a reason. And that one's about 5 feet away from hitting Collins.
I was going to say, I don't know if it's even that much. That was about maybe a foot from coming through the netting.
High drive to left, but right there is Bogus. He will collect the can of corn for the first out of the 10th inning. And it is Abraham Siquiera, who is 1 for 3 on the day, but that lone hit of his outing had come in the first. He also walked. This is the 5th time through the lineup here in the 10th inning. Highly doubt there'll be a 6th because, well, you know, there's the home run derby after the 10th. Pitch misses well outside, and the count is 1-0. The 1-0 misses high, now 2-0. Here's a 2-0 to Siquiera, misses outside, now 3-0. More than likely, he's going to be holding dead red here. That one does get in there for a called strike. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. Billy Madewell, Steve O'Brien Jr., Colin Quinn. Top of the 10th. After there was no runs in the first 8 innings, 2 in the 9th, 2 in the 9th for the Rocks and the Suns. An RBI double by Gabe Gioso that just hit the right field line on a line drive. RBI single by Mike Goulart. But then in the bottom of the 9th, a 2-run homer by Jackson Peterson. So we now go to the 10th. We will not go to an 11th because that is a home run derby. Payoff misses well high and away, so that's going to be a ball. And the 4th one at that. So Mitch D'Onofrio, the third baseman, who is 0 for 4. And it looks like there's a pinch runner. That is number 19. And that looks like that is Quinn Craze, who's going to be the pinch runner. Might as well, because you could still use Siquiera in the home run derby if you elect to do so. But it will be Mitch D'Onofrio, who's 0 for 4. Fly out to left in the 1st. Pop out to short in the 3rd. Ground out to 3rd in the 6th. Strikeout in the 8th.
Now, if we get to that point, if got to expect this man's going to be taking some hacks for the Brockton Rocks. Still leads the league with 5 home runs.
Yeah, he's a lock. Big lead there for Craze. Pitch misses high, 1-0.
He's absolutely a threat to run over at first base. 5 for 5 in stolen bases. Got some speed, so I wouldn't be surprised if the Rocks try to steal a bag and have D'Onofrio hopefully come up into clutch with an RBI single that leads to that.
The 1-0. High drive driven deep to left. Going back is Bogus. He's going to look up, and that one's going to go over the wall. Home run derby has come early with a 2-run homer by Jackson Peterson. Now here is a home run by Mitch D'Onofrio, his 6th of the year. They have retaken the lead with a 2-run homer. And again, they take a 2-run lead, now 4-2, as this pitching duel lasted 8 innings. Count it no more. It has been all hitting for both teams in the 9th and now 10th inning.
Just a good piece of hitting there by D'Onofrio.
Pitch to Slight is low and outside against the lefty, 1-0.
He's the kind of guy where you look at that 0 for 4 mark today and go, well, I mean, there's no way he goes 0 for 5, right? I guess not.
He was due.
Pitch is up, 2-0.
And I know it's been a while since he's actually hit a home run. I'm going to check and see exactly when his last home run came. But I know, looking pregame, his last home run came on June 12th, which wasn't really too long ago, 12 days ago. But he's played in countless games since.
Foul back makes it 2-1. Evan Slight here with a single last time up in the 9th and scored the very first run of the ball game in the 9th. How rare do you hear that? Otherwise, on the day, he is 1 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. Karch with a 2-1. Foul back again in the exact same spot. Here's a 2-2 from Karch. Just low. Now it's full 3-2. Payoff is outside, and he's going to walk him. Gabe Gioso will now step up to the dish. Last time he was up, a line drive double that hit the right field line, literally on the line. Here comes Brandon Shalikas to talk things over with Andrew Karch. And while we have a minute to do so, we're going to give you a quick trip around the FCBL with other scores as we now finally have a ball game with runs. It's 4-2 Brockton.
Well, a game that has plenty of runs is the Worcester Bravehearts and the Westfield Starfires. The Starfires came out to a 5-0 lead after 3 innings, but the Bravehearts have 8 unanswered on the board, and they lead Westfield now 8-5 in the top of the 8th inning. And the other game going on besides ours is the Bristol Blues and the Nashua Silver Knights. The Bristol Blues have a 3-0 lead over the Nashua Silver Knights. The Blues coming up with 1 in the 4th and now 2 in the 6th. They are in the bottom of the 6th, where Nashua has just right now scored a run. It's now 3-1 in favor of the Bristol Blues.
Here's the pitch. That one runs high, 1-0.
And of course, as for our game, a 2-run homer by Mitch D'Onofrio sends the Brockton Rocks in the lead. They lead it now 4-2 over the Pittsfield Suns.
Big lead there for Slight, increasingly so. Pitch bounces in, and they're going to try it. The throw is way offline. So the pitch was in the dirt. A late jump. The high throw makes him in safely, but it'll be ruled a wild pitch.
That's just a poor throw by Matt Malcolm. He knew it, kicking up some dirt after that play. He had no rush to get that ball down to second base. They had Slight dead to rights there.
That one driven deep, but well foul. 2-1 is the count. Karch with the 2-1. Also high. Now it's 3-1. Looks like there's a righty warming up in the pen.
So that's Michael Portella, number 6. My eyes.
Your eyes are correct.
Are correct. All right.
Well, there's only 2 pitchers with single digits as their number.
Burden.
High fly ball towards first in foul territory. That one's going to go well over their head. And everyone loses track. No, it hits the branches of the tree and lightly drops down for a young fan to go grab that ball. 3-2 is the count. Runner on second, 4-2. After the 2-run homer by Mitch D'Onofrio. Payoff. Called strike 3. And almost running to try to sell the call was Gioso. Instead, he'll run to his own dugout in a walking pace for the called strike 3. So now bring up Anthony Calarco. So 2 outs and the pitch that misses outside. Count is 1-0. Fielder's choice. Calarco grabbed it last time and later scored as this one's a high fly ball to shallow right. And the second baseman, Barry, will collect the final out. But a little bit of deja vu, unfortunately, for the Suns. They find themselves down by 2 after 2 runs after the solo hit of the inning with a 2-run homer by Mitch D'Onofrio. No errors and 1 man left. We now head to the bottom of the 10th. 4-2, Brockton leads the Suns. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Check it out, it's the Terminator. Hey, when'd you get back, huh?
Did you have to shoot anyone? Why are you so distant? Are you not happy to see me?
So what's the deal? You gonna get a job now or what?
Why are you being so jumpy? Put all that stuff behind you, okay?
No one knows what it's like to come back from Iraq or Afghanistan unless they were there. Join other veterans at communityofveterans.org because we know where you're coming from. Brought to you by Iraq and Afghanistan Veterans of America and the Ad Council.
Hi, we're talking to real smokers about quitting. Tell me when you smoke and why you smoke.
Eat, cigarette, kids, cigarette, dinner, another cigarette.
One on my way to lunch, one after lunch.
And another cigarette, and another cigarette.
Have you tried to quit?
Yes. I become angry.
It ain't that easy. You can't just quit cold turkey. I tried.
What would you do different?
Actually having a plan and thinking it through.
You have to relearn how to live your life without a cigarette in your hand.
With the right plan, you can quit smoking. Free at becomeanx.org. X, a new way to think about quitting. Brought to you by X and the Ad Council.
You must be your fairy godmother. Yes.
It doesn't take a fairy godmother to tell you that the right fit means everything.
Good heavens, child. You can't go in that.
Children under 4'9" need to be in a booster seat because they aren't ready for adult safety belts alone. Many parents miss the important step of booster seats.
Maybe you better explain things to him.
Booster seats raise your child up so that a safety belt designed for adults will fit and protect them properly.
Oh, that does make a difference.
Remember that 4'9" is the magic number, and get your little pumpkin there safely in a booster seat.
Hop in, my dear. Oh, thank you.
And like Cinderella, you can live happily ever after.
It's like a dream. A wonderful dream come true.
For more information, visit boosterseat.gov. This has been a message from the U.S. Department of Transportation and the Ad Council.
Getting your child home safely
Tap your views together 3 times.
is just a click away.
There's no place like home.
But making sure your child is in the right seat is just one of the steps down the road to safer travels.
I don't know how it works.
Find the right seat for your little one's age and size. There's no better way to get home safely. Know for sure that your child is in the right seat.
How can I ever thank you enough?
Get all the facts at safercar.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
I got to go over here with a lot of defensive replacements here. The DH is now nil. So I'm going to try to do this as best as I can. It is George Goldstein, the reliever, looking to close it out in the 10th, throwing to Mark Goulart from 3rd to 1st. It is now Calarco, Shumsky, D'Onofrio, Gioso, the DH, coming into 1st, and the outfield is still the same with Kretzler, Slight, and Wieslow from left to right in the outfield. That is the best that I can do, though.
I will note, going along with that, Mark Coley has stepped into the on-deck circle. He's got a helmet on. Looks like he's preparing to bat in place of Matt Valenti.
So here is the first pitch. Big cut and miss there from Taylor Beckett. Count is 0-1.
Let's go, 2-8.
This one misses upstairs. And the count now is 1 ball, 1 strike.
George Goldstein, 6'2", 215 out of Middlebury College. He's a rising junior, 1-0 record, 3.37 ERA currently. 6 games played, none started, 8 innings pitched.
The 1-1, it looks like is swung on and missed. No contact, thought it was. Count is 1-2.
9 strikeouts, 2 walks, 7 hits. Last time he appeared was on June 18th against the Silver Knights. 1 inning, 1 hit, 1 run. It was earned, 2 walks, and 1 strikeout.
Goldstein sets with a 1-2. And the pitch. Low and outside. 7 appearances total. 8 innings out of those 7 appearances. 7 hits, 3 runs, all earned. 2 walks, 9 strikeouts. A 1-0 record with a 3.37 ERA. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two, swung on, fisted foul, first base side, and that one's going to go out of play. And just in front of the beer stand and beer tent. And it looks like he broke his bat on that one as well. So he's going to grab a new lumber stick. But boy, is it ever so confusing when the DH comes out. So D'Onofrio again is at second. Gioso's over on first. Shumsky remains at short, and over at third is Calarco. And then Goldstein will have to bat for himself, which he does not have to actually because there's no 11th inning. So a smart move to take out the DH at this late stage. 2-2, cut on and miss for strike 3. So now I'll bring up supposed to be Matt Valenti, but it is not. That is Mark Coley. And this is a big spot here. Coley, third on the team in qualified batters, and he's played and tied for the most for the team. 16 out of 19 games played. He's batting .302, 3 homers, 13 RBI, second on the team in RBI, and second on the team in home runs. First pitch. That one, it looks like missed the zone, so the count is 1-0.
Speaking of pinch hitters, Caden Trenkle has stepped into the on-deck circle, so to speak. He will bat in place of Kyle Crunk, or so it would seem.
I doubt there's a bait and switch. Pitch, that one's high over the outside part of the plate.
That would be an interesting play, wouldn't it?
Very. We've seen it before with lefties where you put up a left-handed batter, and then there's lefty, then you swap him out with a righty, but it's not that convoluted here.
Looks like it's an empty bullpen for Brockton, so I don't think that will be the case here tonight.
That one is a line shot to the second baseman. A low hop, throw over to first in time. And now the Suns are down to their final out with Caden Trenkle. Caden Trenkle, the last man, the last gasp here for the offense for the Suns. Looking at Trenkle as well as you take a peek at him offensively. 6 games, he's batting 7 for 29. That's .241 with a homer and 3 RBI. He's only walked once, however. You want him on base as well. He's 3 for 3 in stolen base attempts as this one is fouled off. And the count is 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Just misses the outside corner. Bended around it, it seems. Count 1 ball, 1 strike. Not sure if that's Bryce Osmond on deck if needed. The 1-1 is cut on and missed. And now the Suns are down to their final strike. Goldstein, the 1-2. Swung on, lifted into left, but hit a little too hard as left fielder Kretzler is there, and that puts an end to the ball game in extras as the Brockton Rocks survive the pitching duel, and that puts an end to this ball game on the line out with a final score of 4-2. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back with the Pittsfield Suns postgame show right here on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
I have a passion for the environment. That's why I serve in the United States Coast Guard. We monitor commercial vessels, making sure our ports and waterways are safe and clean from oil or other hazardous material. We patrol our fisheries, protect marine wildlife and their habitats. With all we do, it's about protecting America.
Were you born ready to protect America? Learn more at gocoastguard.com.
Sponsored by the United States Coast Guard in cooperation with the Massachusetts Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hi, we're talking to real smokers about quitting. Tell me when you smoke and why you smoke.
Eat, cigarette, kids, cigarette, dinner, another cigarette.
One on my way to lunch, one after lunch.
And another cigarette, and another cigarette.
Have you tried to quit?
Yes. I become angry.
It ain't that easy. You can't just quit cold turkey. I tried.
What would you do different?
Actually having a plan and thinking it through.
You have to relearn how to live your life without a cigarette in your hand.
With the right plan, you can quit smoking. Free at becomeanx.org. X, a new way to think about quitting. Brought to you by X and the Ad Council.
Welcome to the Pittsfield Suns post-game show on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. Now, back to Paul Downfield at historic Wacona Park in Pittsfield, Massachusetts, with your host, Billy Madewell, Steve O'Brien, and Colin Quinn.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Pittsfield Suns postgame show, heard right here on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. A pitching duel ends with homers as the deciding factor, and this one stings for the Pittsfield Suns as they lose in 10 innings by a final score of 4-2. My broadcast partners, Steve O'Brien Jr. and Colin Quinn, alongside myself, Billy Madewell. Guys, again, it just stings when it happens, when you have such a dominant performance from both starting pitchers, but it just gets away from you late.
Yeah, this one hurts if you're the Suns. This harkens back, if I may employ a hockey metaphor here, to Game 7 of the 2011 Eastern Conference Finals, Lightning at Bruins. I heard in a interview with Bruins goalie Tim Thomas, his biggest fear as that game ended up being a final score of 1-0. My biggest fear wasn't that someone was going to score on us. It's that we weren't going to score on them. And this certainly had the look of that kind of game. Whoever scores first wins. Of course, Jackson Peterson gives the Suns new life in the bottom of the ninth, but not to be. This one gets away from Pittsfield, and this one definitely hurts.
Well, if you enjoy pitchers' duels, then you certainly enjoyed this game. He had no runs through the first 8 innings, and then finally the Rocks got going, and the Suns got it back, and then the Rocks again, and then the Suns just couldn't do it in the bottom of the 10th. But overall, the pitching to start the game was really fantastic to watch. Just the two starters were so good, John Clayton and Matt Svanson for the Brockton Rocks. They were just incredible to watch. But in the end, the Brockton Rocks just had more life than the Pittsfield Suns.
More tail end life. Yes, both starters going 7 full with quality starts, not giving up any runs. And heck, the first run of the ball game came in the top of the 9th. An RBI double by Gabe Gioso, who line drived a hot shot hit that just hit the fair territory marker of the right field line. And then it was an RBI single by Mark Goulart, making this 2-0. But in the bottom of the 9th, the Suns would tie it up with a 2-run absolute jack by Jackson Peterson himself. And then in the top of the 10th, the home run leader in the FCBL made sure his moniker of his name and that stat would stay put for the foreseeable future with a 2-run homer of his own in the top of the 10th. The Suns, nothing going in the bottom of the 10th, going down in order 1-2-3. And that ends the contest. And this ball game before the 9th had so little hits. You had 3 hits you had 1 hit for the Suns in the first 8 innings. And then in the first 8 innings for the Brockton Rocks, you had 1 hit in the first, 1 hit in the second. So you had 2 total hits. And of course, the Suns had their only hit the first 8 innings through in the second inning. So really, it was the 9th and 10th. It was really the only offensively charged inning. But it is the Brockton Rocks who survive the longest, and they're able to get the just enough offense to get this going, and they get the victory over the Suns 4-2. Getting the win after blowing a save is going to be Jack Rose for the visiting Brockton Rocks. And as you look at Rose, his ERA is going to go up. However, he is going to get his first decision and winning decision at that for this season. Getting the loss in this ball game is going to be Andrew Karch. The rest of the pitchers getting no decisions, but for Andrew Karch, for his season, his ERA also going to go up, and he's going to be set with his first decision, a loss. But what a pitching duel it was, and that is the definition of it, really, in the first 8 innings. But what a phenomenal, phenomenal pitching game out of those people there. The Pittsfield Suns player of the game, the man with a big shot here today, Jackson Peterson. He went 1 for 4, the much-needed 2-run home run in the 9th, albeit they couldn't survive it. And the Pittsfield Suns player of the game, obviously, the starting pitcher, John Clayton, going 7 full and giving up no runs and only 2 hits, a double and a triple, and that was it. So the Pittsfield Suns lose this one to Brockton by a final score of 4-2 in 10 innings. And that's going to be a big sting one there for them because it was so tightly contested defensively, especially with the pitching. But, guys, your final thoughts on tonight's contest?
I think, we've talked about it a lot today. Tremendous poise by John Clayton. His first 3 innings, a base runner reached third base, no runs allowed in those 3 innings, and then 4 straight 1, 2, 3 innings for Clayton to recover from that a little shaky start. Tremendous poise by Clayton. I was very impressed by him tonight.
Yeah, pitching was fantastic, and the good news for the Suns is they get to rebound against the Brockton Rocks on Wednesday. They'll have a game tomorrow, but then on Wednesday they'll get to see the Rocks on the road. So hopefully they don't have too much of a sour taste in their mouth, so we can just brush that right off and get right back to it tomorrow and on Wednesday when they see the Rocks again.
This ball game started at 6:35 p.m. and ended at 9:24 in 10 innings of play for a game time total of 2 hours and 49 minutes in front of a home crowd of 546. The next time the Suns play is going to be tomorrow at Westfield and on Wednesday at Brockton. And the next time you'll hear from us will be Thursday night as the Pittsfield Suns take on the Nashua Silver Knights for a game time set for 6:30, and pregame is going to be set for 6:15. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for us. For players, coaches, umpires, and fans, alongside Steve O'Brien Jr. and Colin Quinn, this is Billy Madewell signing off and saying thank you for listening and watching into Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Have a great evening. We'll talk to you all on Thursday.
Thank you for listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. Please join us next time for more exciting baseball action from Paul Dowd Field at historic Wacona Park. This play-by-play broadcast of Pittsfield Suns Baseball was a production of the Pittsfield Suns. Any reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the accounts and descriptions of this game without the expressed written consent of the Pittsfield Suns is strictly prohibited.